hard first.
Yeah, it's on me.
Animal.
You sticking around or you go? Kind of just want to see this is. Wanted to know
Yeah, he's always trying to get away from the game, but he's definitely playing next week.
Oh,
yeah. He called me and he's just like, he was stuck at, he had connections to go to this game.
I heard I'm playing the next week. Yeah, that's what I just heard. No, man. I heard, suddenly my schedule for
Yeah. Man, you mean you don't have to walk the dog anymore? Yep. The dog can wait.
I don't need to walk it.
You kind of got to spread it apart. It can't all be at once. It's really.
We walk it.
You mean you don't have to walk the dog too?
What happened while I was spreading the cards?
125 is pretty bad. Yes, sir.
I call.
See they call.
Guess my straight shit's no good.
Yeah, yesterday but the day before.
Okay.
You have a straight on.
Straight, yeah. I threw them over in the wrong way. I need to throw the 10-8 together.
Hey, you got the luck. Parts are like that river, that's not hard. I need to club at the bottom and a non-hard nine.
All right, what is up, guys? Welcome to the booth. Welcome back to PH Social Live. And we are excited for some 5-5 action tonight. It's Big Fish's game. And I already see the chat lighting up with Mr. Cedeno. How you doing, Juan? Missing you tonight, buddy. You were on this game last week, weren't you?
However y'all want to do it, 10 to 25 or just
And welcome to those of you that are joining us early here. We're about to get our first Hold'em hand in the air. My name is Nick, and I'm going to be with you for the duration of tonight. We've got 3 hours of live stream action coming your way. We're playing 5-5 with a $500 min buy and no cap on the buy-in. Great lineup as well with some new faces. Looking forward to getting introduced to all of our players here. And a very familiar face to me. My best friend right there in the 7 seat, Mr. Jack Peterson. Flying in from Colorado. And then coming to play on the stream. Looking forward to watching him play tonight. And I'm sure Colt is looking forward to looking down at 2 red aces in the small blind in our very first Hold'em hand of the night here. Straddle was on already, 25 and then 50.
I hope I got some good hands. Come on, sweat it with me. Here we go. Oh, fabulous. Fabulous.
Big Fish peeling the slow sweat on the 5-3 offsuit. James, the last defense here. And he's gonna let it go, but with those straddles and a couple of limpers, nice little $200 profit for
All
Colt.
the straddles, I thought surely somebody will call that.
Well, that was fun. I think you owe me at least half my straddle back for building that pot for you, and I ain't
You did,
got.
yeah, you did. That was
Yeah, I
something.
mean, I ain't even got a builder's permit right now. So. Yeah. Try this shit again.
Got a peek at our starting chip counts there. Colt chipping up on that first hand. Always nice to see bullets right out of the gate and then see a $50 straddle go on. Dream situation in a 5-5 game. And one, if you don't mind, give me some feedback on the audio here. Can you hear me clearly? Is it coming in good sequence with the table audio? Can you hear the table clearly?
Could you please put the squid in there in case I win?
JD picking up the jacks and the hijack. Another $20 straddle on here. He's going to open it to 2.5, $50.
Some weird shit.
And we're going to go 3 ways to the flop.
2-9.
Big Fish and James getting a good price. And Big Fish, my goodness, flopping the stone cold nuts right here. Nearly has his opponents drawing dead. But JD wanting to protect his jacks, gonna bet out for 100. And Fish licking his chops, only has 370 behind, so very comfortable place just to call and let JD to continue to bet it. You always know it can be a comfortable spot to just check call instead of check raise whenever the pot's gonna be so big that even if it goes check check on the turn, you're still very easily gonna be able to bet all in on the river. And JD now drawing dead. Big Fish with only 270 left into 370. Just check check on the turn, and now Big Fish gonna rip it. Exactly what I was mentioning there. Very comfortable shove on the river here. That 10 of diamonds on the turn might have cost him. Not sure if JD would have called off anyway, but if that 4th diamond doesn't come, you at least can talk yourself into a few hands that Big Fish might have that you could beat.
To get one of these, if you win the pot, you got to show your first hand. Each one of them is $10, and when all 10 of them are gone, if you don't have any and you got 4, he owes you $40, and whoever else don't have one owes you $10. But once you get one, you're safe. The most you can lose is $100, and we play till all 10 of them are gone. Did I get you? Did I get you? Yeah. Oh, I did.
And there's Big Fish explaining the Squid game that I think we're about to play. They got 10 placards, and each one is worth accumulatively $90, $10 from each player.
That other hand a second ago.
So each player is accountable for $100 because there's 10 placards.
For being honest.
One of the first things I learned. You can't be like, no.
The more you accumulate, the more you earn from the players who do not accumulate.
It's always good to make sure.
If you get one, you at least break even. And there's Big Fish in the 3 seat wearing a hat from our new merch line. Pretty sure they already sold out of the first drop though. Shout out to Nicole for designing those.
Oh, you got to show your first hand.
Oh, shit.
Believe me, I got penalized too when I did it.
And it looks like
That's okay, you
maybe
still got another try.
GLR right there in the 4 seat, new to the Squid game, does just take down the big blind,
Still got some time now.
gets a walk, and then ends up
No.
mucking his hand. instead of showing, so he does not get the placard. Expensive mistake right there. Each one worth $90.
Somebody does that? Yeah. You want to put another one in?
He's really going to be regretting that if he ends up having to pay out at the end of the Squid game.
I don't want to run him off his first time to the game. Yeah.
5 calls. 6 fold, 7 fold, 8 fold, 9 fold. 1 roll. 2 call, 3 call, option. 4 raises, 50 more.
He wants that Squid back. That don't make him mad.
50 more, guys. 50 more.
Picks up 9s here in the straddle.
1 call.
Looks like the $10 was on.
2 fold, 3 fold.
And he's going to go to 60. And only picks up a call from Sweet Pete right here, so he's heads up with the 9s. Pretty good spot. Pretty bricky flop for Sweet Pete, so JLR might get some immediate redemption here. He does get it through, and he is gonna pick up a placard, so.
There you go. You got it back. You got it back.
Not a
See,
sleepless
he
night.
went through that time. I don't want to give him 2 now. I didn't want to give him 2.
That was part of the strategy.
Yeah.
He knew that was coming.
He's just pissed off because he didn't show the first one.
We're glad we got you down to 1, Squid. You got it.
James, you want to straddle? No? Turn that off, I do. 5 fold, 6 fold, 7 fold, 8 fold, 9 fold. One is going to raise it to 20, 30, 30. 2 fall, 3 falls, and 4 falls.
Oh, yeah, you're good. How much do you think it's
Check. 3 check, 1 check. 2 check.
Big Fish gonna lead out into the trips here. Avery raised to 200. Gonna fast play the 8s. Try and get paid by a queen, but Big Fish just gonna let go of ace high. Getting another peek at our chip counts here. Nice disbursement of chips, or stack sizes, I should say. I know a lot of people like to watch exclusively deep stack poker, but I actually like to see a variety of stack sizes because it creates a lot of kind of awkward, isolating opportunities. And I like to see how people choose to navigate those when you have a few short stacks in play amongst the larger stacks. Add some extra dynamics to your poker puzzles.
Will you down? 6 fold, 7 fold. I promise I'm gonna get some cards in there for that. 5 fold. Alright. 1 raise, 20.
Just gave him ace. I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, I won't complain for at least 30 minutes. Yeah.
2 raises to 100.
For winning one hand.
Interesting spot developing here. Sweet Pea opening up. Pocket 10s.
4 folds, 5 folds.
Avery 3 betting.
Before they get off fast.
Says this is what a real premium looks like.
Good luck to me.
Because I was 6 more left. If I don't win hand before they win the 6 more. Alright, I'm gonna have to do it.
1 check. Yeah, 1 fold.
And we're actually 3 ways to the flop here,
7's ain't no good anymore.
but our graphics say that Big Fish folded.
You lowered it? You downsized?
Oh, my bad.
No. Come on.
Avery does come
That
down
ain't-
size
ain't
here
wrong. What is?
on the ace 3-3. Very good spot to downsize.
Do I need to show it for this one too?
Unfortunately for him, can't even get called by pocket tens.
Also, only if you want to show your bluff.
I did think we might get one float there, but hard to blame him. Avery representing either what he has or a nutted ace king or pocket aces type hand.
I thought that as soon as I was walking in the door, I was next to that pyramid.
Y'all just take care of the waitresses on them there.
James, you gonna be small blind down there.
There you go, back.
I'm good right now, thank you.
That a pyramid?
I had a big king like him. Back, where you got it? Right there. I gave you that 100. I had king, queen suited to diamonds again. I said, maybe I can outrun it one more time.
I was prepared to get 75 back.
You gotta put them on here, if you don't mind. Oh, that's right here. Yeah, there you go. 8 races to 30. Oh, yeah, it's already on.
Come in the line.
Colt gonna open up the ace queen here.
2 folds, 3 folds, 4.
Jack gonna defend. And my goodness, Colt just absolutely flopping the world here. Jack looking a little better in real life than he does in his profile photo there. Colt actually decides to check on the flop and gave Jack a chance there to turn another heart. That is a card that Colt doesn't really want to see. But Jack has nothing to fight with. So the delayed c-bet gonna take it down there.
This guy bet $50 on everything.
I see it, shuttle. Every time.
9 cards.
Yeah, shuttle seat 8.
Looks like the straddle's gonna be a
2 folds, 3 folds.
potentially mandatory, voluntary mandatory feature of tonight's game. I think we already had the 20 and the, oh, it was 25 and 50 on to start the game. Mostly been the 10 since then. And here we're gonna take a little 7-way limp pot, $10 straddle on. And look at all those red cards, my goodness. John and Colt both flopping a flush draw. GLR and James with backdoor flush draws. And JD actually has the best hand with a pair of 8s. See if he can hang around. And I'm wondering if that profile photo of Jack is actually, like if that guy's name is actually Jack, because JD is a photo of another guy that is a well-known live stream player in the Metroplex here, who is also JD. So I'm curious if the Jacks are the same and the JDs are the same, and for some reason the computer brought up those profile photos. And John, even though he had the dominated flush draw here, gonna turn the 9. Nice clean out right there. And take a commanding 80-20 equity advantage. And very wisely choose to bet it. If he could see his opponent's hand right here, I think he would choose to do the exact same thing. It's usually a sign of a pretty good read. And Colt just gonna let it go. Pretty awkward for Colt there. Always tougher to check call out of position with a flush draw than it is to call in position with a flush draw, especially on the turn, because it's so awkward trying to get value on the river when that flush card comes in, especially if it's a front door flush. Backdoor flushes, you can get away with it a little bit more, but front door flushes, it's so awkward when that flush card comes in, because your choice is to either lead and kind of announce the strength of your hand, and you can lead small to try and look like you're blocker betting, and maybe that's one of the better plays, but it's very tricky to try and lead small like a blocker bet and hope to get raised. You can also lead larger and try and get value from a hand like a set, but you're kind of announcing the strength of your hand and giving your opponent a great opportunity to make a hero fold. Or you can check and then give your opponent the opportunity to check back even some very strong hands that you'd like to get value from. So very tricky trying to navigate those situations like Colt was just in right there, where he's checking and then deciding about check calling. I mean, you can check rip it, but the stacks just aren't very big, so you don't know how much fold equity you have, and of course it's a scary proposition just check ripping your entire stack with a naked flush draw on the turn, knowing you do have about 20% when called, and knowing that your opponent is representing quite a lot of strength and may not have much of a folding range there. So, tricky spot. Colt decides just to get away from it. Hard to blame him. Take a 5-way pot here. Open ender for JD. Pair of 3s for Sweet Pete. The other guy's just with backdoor draws. Oh, excuse me, Avery actually had top pair there. And does decide to check call on the flop. And JD turned in the straight here. Bets 100, and Avery makes a quick fold. A good fold. Could be a place that you could convince yourself that your opponent has enough draws there. A lot of flush draws available. So wisely gets away from that one, saves $100. Take a peek at those updated chip counts. Not too much movement yet. We've seen the chips going in. We see the straddles. I can guarantee you we're going to see a lot of big pots tonight and a lot of all-in confrontations, but so far it feels like people have kind of wiggled away just in the nick of time to salvage their stack. But again, we're only 10 hands in here, guys, so I'm quite confident we're going to see those monster clashes. So looks like the 25 straddle might have been on here. A couple of limpers, and Jack gonna bump it up to 150. James gonna give him some action in the hijack. Pretty bricky flop for both players. Jack does have the king of diamonds for what it's worth. Also has position and the aggression, so that's probably worth a little more. Healthy size C-bet here. And Jack's gonna take that one down.
Got one. Squeezed in at the end. I was like, waiting for my buy.
Everybody's gonna be fighting for this.
Ace king, I'm like, yes.
You don't have a squid after this, you'll have a pot $100. This is the last squid.
He got one. You got one?
No, I don't have one yet.
Oh,
So he owe 100 too?
yeah.
We don't get one yet.
Whoever don't have one.
We both got to pay 100.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Y'all better get
We're safe. We don't think it's too crazy.
I got 475.
It might be an all-in
How much
between
$100
numbers.
worth?
Who owed 100 too?
I just need to look at what it was. If you give it to me and I give it up.
It's $10 to buy it. So I won. I get 20 bucks.
What happens if you bust out on all in the last night?
They've been playing, they used to owe it, but I'm not picky like that. If you bust out, man, you bust out. If you rebuy,
You gotta, okay,
you
yeah.
get paid.
No way around that.
Yeah. He ain't letting y'all have no squids.
I got to pay 100 anyway, so let's do it.
Hold on, I'll get you
$10
money
straddle
ready.
is on here. Get multiple limpers before John wakes up with the bullets. And the small blind bumps it up to 105.
105.
Sweet Pete gonna get active here. Maybe sensing that John is just attacking all of that dead money from the limpers. He wants to defend in position, and I'm curious if that's gonna start a parade of calls. James is in there.
Yeah, I was happy to play with where did I leave off? 6 and 7 folded. 6 folded, 7 folded. It'll work. This is like
Okay,
I
going
think there's
three
only one
ways
person
here.
with a real hand here. Gotta avoid the suck out.
And John gonna flop top set. Sweet Pete with the Jack of Hearts.
Wait, the button, yeah.
Slightly relevant card.
That's my button.
It's you first. I do apologize.
And James with a
Yeah,
gut
you guys
shot.
gave him
That was
an angle.
angle.
You gave him free information. Dang, Dylan. That's an angle.
My bad.
Y'all related?
He was already going to check it anyway, so it don't matter. I'm going to put mine in there.
Well, you only have 100, so you should call. This better, I'm gonna fold. So 9, that's 400, 1 folded. 5's all in for 100.
All right, so
Top set, bro.
John just bet enough to put both of these guys all in. James gonna call with a gut shot. It's gonna be pretty sick if he hits it.
A little bit of suspense, man.
Yeah, let him down easy, man. Let him down easy. Oh no, that could be a suck out. Nope. Oh my god.
Wow.
You get aces right there.
You said it so
Yeah. Just still top set.
You felt so bad.
Up and just,
You felt so bad too. You said I got top set right now. You felt you felt so bad.
man, it was the nuts at the time, but nuts have changed.
He's reloaded, so I'm gonna give him 100 so he gets chips and pays Squid off. Okay, give him 100 off.
I get rid of some bread.
I'm gonna get rid of
Rid of
some
some bread.
You get $10 from him and him, so you get 20. You get 20.
You got the 100 back?
Just put your Squid up, and then everybody. He'll do it. He'll go out.
Alright.
Yeah, they're 10 apiece still.
Yeah, they're 10 apiece.
It's like, yeah, multiple people don't get split. You gotta win all 10, then you win.
I think he gets 40. He should get 40, not 40.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
So I owe you 20 more.
Go crazy.
You owe me
Try to win more.
You owe him 10.
They're double.
There you go.
Or just 2 people win
Yeah.
them all.
Two people would know.
Yeah, if you actually won all 10 placards, you'd win,
And then 40 for you.
I guess, $800
And
profit. Because each one's worth $90, so that'd be 900, but you're accountable for 100.
That
So
was my seed. I think I should get a.
they were out there talking about trying to win all 10 placards. Each one is worth $10 from each player, so $90 per placard, 10 placards. So 900 in total, and each player is accountable for 100 of that.
One place to play. It's a good place to play.
Need a red, yeah. Dallas is nice because you got so
He could have sucked out a whole fight.
You know, you get
He
sick
said
of
it's so
one way,
sad.
you play another way.
That's not fair.
Games everywhere. Yeah.
I would just rather pay
There's
the
definitely
$100.
way more action here, but still good action in Colorado.
I would rather pay the $100.
I think I hear Jack talking about Colorado. Have any of you guys ever played a Blackhawk before? I've done a couple of stints at Blackhawk that were like a month each, as well as several shorter stints. Actually went up there one time with my buddies while they were all doing a snowboarding trip, and I went snowboarding with them a handful of times, but mostly just went up to the casino at Blackhawk and played at Ameristar. Definitely have some romantic memories about being at Ameristar and the snow coming down and you're in the mountains. Good poker games, log cabin style casino with the fire pits inside. If you've never been up there, it is a great vacation.
It's up to y'all.
How often are we going to do it?
Definitely one of my favorite places to travel.
What's the deal? You know, how much?
Like,
every round.
Start over again.
Okay, that's what I was wondering if we're going to do it every 30 minutes or every time or what.
Every
That's
round.
crazy, man. After the 10th one, wait 30 minutes.
There you go.
That'll work.
Okay.
After waiting.
Right, looks like they're going to do like a 30-minute break in between each Squid game.
Okay, cool.
And I believe they've already collected them all in and paid out right there, so
You know, rather than like, $100, you're like, dang it, I can't win a hand. And I'm stuck 500 in the Squid game.
After this round, after this 10 goes out, 30 minutes.
It's like 9
We're
o'clock.
blinded out. I'm just blinded out of the Squid game.
We'll start the 30 minutes here for him.
Okay.
No squid till for 30 minutes.
2 races to 125.
That gives every time everybody go to the bathroom and smoke if they want.
No Squid? Why am I bluffing?
You just told on yourself.
Got caught.
and Avery, nice little speech play right there. I like that.
It helps the 5 seed out a little bit too.
Gonna bump it up. 9-3 suited, 125 bucks in the big blind.
You could have sucked out. When that heart came, I thought maybe he had a heart. Oh, he did. He did tell on himself.
He sure did.
Good job.
Nice little setup. Might have been setting himself up for later in that hand if he had needed it, and now gets to show and potentially set himself up for later. Not only by showing that he's capable of having a hand like 9-3 suited
These young kids nowadays.
with the big small blind raise, but on top of that, catching a little bit of glitch here. Not only was he able to show right there that he's capable of bluffing with a hand like 9-3 suited and gain credit for that, he's also gaining himself some additional credit with the speech play there and being able to play with his opponent's minds about whenever he says something like that. Is he telling the truth? He was this time, but I'm sure he's trying to be balanced with that and maybe stay one step ahead of his opponents.
Queen 10 was the best hand that I had right there.
I'm talking about running
And
back.
here he is right back at it, ace-5 suited. Small blind bumps it to 130.
You bluffed me.
And big fish, namesake for the game here, ace-7 suited in the big blind, does decide just to let it go.
I believe you. Show it, I believe. Oh, I had one of those.
Not
Had
shocked.
8-7 suited.
Not shocked as big fish does like to play the situations. And I actually admire that a lot. It kind of reminds me a lot of how I think about poker, where you're kind of dancing and dancing and dancing around the edges until it's time to strike.
Boy, he looking good.
You watch him play, you can see what 2 of them.
Sometimes that requires you making a couple of passive plays that you might not see other players make very often. Could be a fold, could be a flat, could be a limp.
And y'all got a call. It's the last one.
And when I called 50, and I had a good hand. Yeah, they.
I'm excited to get this chat going tonight, guys. How you doing out there? Let me know.
So horrible.
Drop a line in the chat box. Let us know where you're watching from. I'm watching from here in the booth. And I like what I'm seeing. We have had the camera angle stuck for the last couple of minutes here. It's about to fix itself. Anytime we see that, we have to go into the software and readjust the settings on the camera is like automatically following the action, and then it takes 10 minutes for it to catch up. So it's already been about 10 minutes since it was fixed. And now we're just waiting for the delay to end. And it looks like it has. And here we go. Jack gonna bump it to 30 with the 5-4 suited. And get 3-bet by Avery. And then Big Fish coming in from the small blind with the cold 4. And Avery might be thinking he's playing a little bit above his perceived range based on how this session has gone so far, and with the interaction between him and Big Fish just a couple of hands ago, and then him raising again on the previous hand, and now coming with the 3-bet. Big Fish coming with the cold 4. A lot of meta in poker. And now there's $650 in the middle, and Avery's got an open ender, and Big Fish has top.
There's another one south or west of Colorado Springs, but they don't have poker.
Jack and Big Fish bets 500. Just gonna get this hand over with here.
They do have good
They're just gonna take this one down, or they're gonna play for it all, I'm assuming. I wouldn't think Avery's gonna have much of a flatting range here versus 500 into 600. And he's only got about 900 total. Big Fish does have the option there to turn this into a multi-street hand, or just play one street betting. If he decided to come with, let's say 300 or less, he very well could get some check calls here and then have another street to decide. And Avery hates his spot, but he's gonna rip it here. And now Big Fish doesn't snap call, and you know, hard to blame him because it kind of looks like one pair is no good versus the 3-bet and then call a 4-bet range of Avery.
Your head. Oh, I don't know whether to believe you or not.
Avery says you're ahead. Big Fish gonna stick it in. The price is just too good. And here we go. Oh, and there it is, guys. 9 on the river. And Avery. Price just too good in his opinion to get away with it, or get away from it, excuse me. Too much money out there pre-flop. And look at that, 9 on the river.
I'm gonna quit these guys. They're getting in so bad. They're getting in so bad. They don't know they're just trying to give me all their money. God dang. So bad.
Oh, I said, dang.
All right. Big pot energy there, guys. Biggest pot of the night so far, by far. About 3,000 in the middle. Nice hand, Avery. Had to get a little lucky there, but he kind of deserved it after the action that he was giving. Kind of felt like he was kind of setting himself up for a good spot like that.
Hey man, you gave him a chance to win. You gave him a chance to get some money. You gave him a chance to get, he got in there bad. He got in there bad with that one.
Avery, you want to color up? It's or low. Yeah, sure. Big blind. Folds.
Big blind. Okay.
And looks like it's just 5-5 this hand, no straddle.
Oh man.
And that's going to entice Jack to come. Start attacking with Jack 10 offsuit.
How much you got?
4 raises to 60, 5 folds. It's a big dollar.
GLR with a real hand, 3 bets to 60, and Jack not going to fight. Did have position there, but wisely gets out of the way.
23.
And there's Avery skyrocketing to the top of the chip count leaderboard. 2.4K in the stack. We're getting this thing going.
Lock the fucking door.
Lock the door.
John picking up the ace queen here. Raising the 65 from +2. Gonna snag several colors here. We're going 4 ways to a flop. $265 in the middle already. And John does flop top, but it's a 3-diamond board. A little scary. But if I know John, I think he's gonna bet to protect here. Does bet 200, and you know, I really like that. It just doesn't give much room for anyone else to make a move at it. I think people might be a little too apt to check back there and just kind of find out where they're at, make sure that nobody has a flush, but then they kind of open themselves up to vulnerability. And especially in this lineup, people are not afraid to make a move, so if you show some sign of weakness, you better be ready to call down. And I like that on top of that, when you make that aggressive play on the flop there like John did, you also prevent your opponent from being able to check with a random hand like pocket sixes with the 6 of diamonds and then potentially come back to beat your ace queen.
I understand, but you wanted to smoke a cigarette after that big one.
Yeah, I hear you. Fuck, I don't even smoke, and I want to go smoke one.
Well, there they go.
I was praying he hit his 10. That's all. I wanted him in his set. I would have been good with it.
Send it to me, y'all. No. One. Two.
Oh no, you in a hand? I'm all
Raise up to 75.
I'm all
And Avery, my goodness. He's got it at the right moments here.
4, 4, 5, 4.
Gonna raise over those limpers with ace king, and then Big Fish just gonna rip it right into him. Big Fish definitely live here.
And of course you're going to beat me. I'm going to talk about this time.
All right, here we go. Going to a run out.
Give him what he needs.
Ace high gonna be good. And Avery kind of flopping him even more dead there with the nut flush draw. Poor Big Fish, was short stacked there, but you know that's no fun falling victim to the same guy back to back. Anyone ever felt that before? Isn't it wild how just over the course of, let's say, 10, 15 hands at a table, you can kind of feel like someone's just got it out for you, or at least has your number,
4,000.
just because of like the alignment of how the cards come up. And you might even know in your head that it's probably random and that this person is not actually coming after you. But it can feel that way so fast. Maybe you just get 3-bet like twice in a row from the same player, and already you're just like, wait, this guy's like targeting me. Anybody ever been there before?
Well, one way to skin it up.
And Avery just going to add to his chip count there. Already had the lead. And looks like he's got a nice pretty purple stack there, or purple chip, excuse me, on his stack. And Big Fish coming back, bringing the big guns. Looks like he's in for 4K. All right, get some nice card distribution here. Going 5 ways to the flop, a lot of playable hands. James flopping, no, excuse me, JD flopping the best of it. Him and James both with top pair, and only $300 left for James. This could be GG's.
7 check, 8 check, 3 check, 5 check, 8.
And yeah, when James comes out betting, and it's a draw heavy board. And JD, wow, what a play. A little easier to make this play off of a shorter stack, but good read to just go ahead and raise right here instead of calling. 80 to 200 isolates James, and if there was any sign or any feeling that he might be able to get to showdown here without having to put his stack in, JD just put that to rest. James gonna have to decide if he wants to play for it all or just go ahead and get away from it here. It's hard to fold top pair on a draw heavy board.
You hold your hand up higher, everybody else can see too.
He does let it go though. Wow, nice fold from James. Good read. I just figured with how much money was in the pot, with how much he had behind, and then the fact that there were multiple draws available, that top pair would have been good enough to go with it, but he sniffs it out. What a really, really nice fold there. And yeah, Big Fish just reloaded for $4,000. And Avery up to nearly 3K, so we could see a big pot go down here between these two. A little bit of bad blood boiling as well.
You want straddle, right? Straddle? And yeah, Avery re-straddle. Avery just doing everything.
Yeah, it's my money. Straddling on my money. You're putting it to work, right? Somebody has to.
Alright, it's a double straddle for 25. C3 fold. C4 call. 5 fold, C6 fold. C7 raises it up to 100. 8 fold.
Oh my goodness, John. Got the rackets in the big blind. $10 straddle is on.
9's gonna raise it up to 275.
Jack getting a little frisky here, trying to ISO on the button. Actually, it looks like the 25 straddle was on. Yeah, there we go. It was 10 and 25. Jack getting a little bit frisky, but does just get away from it immediately.
Just two of them.
Minimizes the damage, and John shows the aces.
Do we have a time where we're starting the Squid game back up, or just?
Yeah, when the button gets back to, we'll start the Squid
Squid game again?
when it gets back to
Awesome.
1 seat, I guess.
Avery's gonna straddle for 10. Alrighty. Straddle C2 for 10. C3's gonna raise it up to 25. Yeah, raise it to 25. 4 fold, 5 call. 6 fold.
All right, Big Fish.
7 fold.
A little something to work here.
7 fold, 8 call. 9 fold.
Trying to get unstuck.
Call.
4K rebuy, now picks up the ace king. He's gonna raise to 25, and oh my goodness, you cannot write this stuff, guys. What the heck is going on? And Avery gonna come with a nice meaty sizing. And he might have earned himself some 4-bet action here, especially with Big Fish, maybe feeling a little aggravated. No, he's just gonna call.
5 fold.
He's just gonna call here.
Hate to get in their way.
Big flop incoming.
8 fold.
Let's suck out somehow. I know I'm ahead, but let's suck out.
No ace, no king. It's a little bit of a scary board for Avery here. Yeah, I don't blame him for checking. Big Fish has a lot of pocket 8s, pocket 9s, pocket jacks in the mix here. And now he gets the free turn card and sees the ace come in. Oh, it's worst nightmare for Avery. Oh, and now he's gonna put in the money bad. 600 to represent the ace. Not sure I like this one. Turning his queens into a bluff here. Does have a gut shot. Hard to draw up too many hands that Big Fish can have left that we beat though. Pocket tens. Or that we beat, or that are gonna fold, excuse me. Pocket tens, king, queen. $1,800 in the pot, and oh my goodness, Avery gonna rip it, guys. What the heck here? Decides to turn his straight blockers into a bluff, a big bluff, and you know what? The 600 on the turn looks a little better if you're willing to do this, as it is gonna be tough to hang on, and I think he's just going based on the fact that Big Fish checked back on the flop, that it does not look like a set. And probably doesn't think Big Fish is going to call down with one pair of aces. And that's pretty much what you're trying to bluff him off of at this point, is a pair of aces. Ace king, ace queen, maybe ace 10 suited if he decides to call pre-flop with that. I mean, we beat pocket tens, we beat king queen. So when we're bluffing, we're trying to get him to fold a hand better than ours. He's kind of picked the perfect hand to try and get to fold here. Is it going to work? I'm not sure.
Give me 1 second.
I'm going to go to the table audio here.
Check on the flop. So you probably flopped the set and trying to trap me. You bet when the ace come out. I got a very good ace. Damn, give me 1 second. I think you got ace king, man. I ain't called it yet. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Hell, God, I'm calling. I'm going broke. I'm going broke.
And Big Fish throws it in the muck.
Shit, I'm calling you. You shouldn't have.
Well, you'd probably be going.
Yeah. I'm going broke right there. I'm calling right. He pushed all in, he getting my money. If he bet another 800, I might fold. With 1,000 all in, I'm calling.
I'm gonna see it on the stream. You want to tell me?
Hey man, yeah, you'll see it, but I got.
Oh, good. Don't lie.
Huh? You missed your flush? He gonna
I did not have a flush, I'll tell you that.
And you didn't have me beat, right?
No. You had a winning hand,
Yes. Yes. I knew it.
Well, we're going to see it anyway.
Yeah. And he pushed it all in. You know you got a call right there. When he shoved it out there and put it up front so fast, I'm calling you, bro.
It's queen.
Queen.
Oh yeah, queen.
How do you? Good bet, homie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
3 calls, 4 calls.
I almost called that fucking shit, too.
And the truth comes out there. Pocket queens. Oh my goodness.
Telegraph that bluff.
What an absolute legendary bluff. Gets Big Fish off of ace king on the ace high board. I thought he was on a fool's errand on the turn there, turning the queens into a bluff, but ends up getting the best hand to fold. What a legendary play. My goodness, everything's going Avery's way right now. He's up to 3.6K, and I'm not sure what he started with, but I bet it was around 1,000. My goodness, guys. Wow, what a spot. Got to go fire emojis in the chat for that one, guys. That was ridiculous. And Sweet Pete coming right back at him on the next hand, flopping a king high flush. And Avery, wow, gets away from the pair of jacks immediately. It is a bet and a raise in front of him, so not the craziest fold, but continuing to dip, dive, duck, dodge, and dodge. I can't remember the 5. Dodge, dip, duck, dive, dodge, I think. Wow.
I had Jack.
Wow, oh wow, look at that, guys. Avery up to 3.6K off of, I believe it was 1K starting, so up nearly $3,000 in the first 20 hands. Big fish footing the bill.
I was looking for the slightest fucking twitch in you.
I mean, honestly, I don't even blame Big Fish for contemplating a fold there. It's kind of hard to come up with hands that you can beat.
Yeah, that was it. That was the making.
It's kind of hard to come up with hands that would even want to bluff.
Yeah, you and I see.
Very creative of Avery to come up with queens as a potential candidate.
Yeah. You made the only move you can make not to get called all in, and you knew it. Hey, that was great. That was a great play.
Sounds like he's getting some great props here at the table.
Squid game back on. Squid game back on.
James liked it.
The way you played it.
Shout out to Shannon watching from the tourney.
The way he played it.
One of our favorite regs here. Hope you win tonight.
Confused me because he checked on the flop.
2K free roll going on up here at the room, guys. That means $0 to play. Just got to be a member. $10 for a daily membership, $30 for a monthly, or $70 for a VIP monthly. Includes that monthly membership, and then you get a whole bunch of perks on top of it, including a free tourney entry, some added promo payouts, and maybe most importantly, you get discounted time here when you play in the cash games. But tonight the tourney is going down. If you're a member, it's free to play to get a 3,000 chip starting stack. And for only $15, you can bump that up to a 15K starting stack. And you can register for that until 9:20, I believe. So only a few minutes left here, about 20 minutes if you want to get on over to the room.
I don't blame you.
And looks like Jack's topping up there, and big pot brewing here. James with the pocket nines. Wow, goodness, guys, I'm sorry I missed this action running down the tourney out there. It looks like it was James open, a couple 3 calls here. And then Avery comes with the 3-bet, probably to try and ISO James for the rest of his stack and get these other guys out. And he comes with a very, very small 3-bet so that it'll keep the action open for James. And then GLR actually comes with a cold 4-bet, which is going to scare James off, as well as all these other guys, I'm assuming. And then it's just going to be down to Avery here to decide what he wants to do. His isolation play backfiring a little bit. Well, Pete going to think it through here. He only has 300 left, so no, he is going to let it go though. And now Avery, does he want to play for this 500 here since he already put in 100? Looks like he does. Oh, no, he's just going to call. Okay. So we're going to have 800 in the middle. GLR just with 200 back. It's going to be an interesting spot here to see if Avery wants to fold sometimes. He's not going to fold now. My goodness gracious. He's on fire. And look at that. GLR sees the bad news. My goodness.
Do you have anything to go twice for?
Oh, now you don't. You already turned the call.
We can go the river.
You want to go river twice?
I mean, if you have anything that can.
Yeah, we
Go
can
ahead.
do
Twice on the river.
Oh, and GLR going to get half of it back. They didn't decide before the turn came out if they wanted to go once or
Somebody
twice,
gets
so
chopped with him. They didn't beat
they're
him.
only going to go twice on the river there.
Somebody else
And
gets chopped with
GLR maybe just slowing down the momentum of Avery a little
Squid.
bit.
On top board. Yeah, I'm just messing
I
with him.
say do top board.
Yeah,
Probably.
always be top board. Yeah, I'm just messing with him.
I'll take it. Man, lucky you should have never ran that far.
I said I wanted to see a flop, not a river.
Oh, I
And I had them both beat on the fly. I thought I had the belt and I had pocket prep. I knew I was gonna lose to the draw. I had the big pocket prep.
If I hear that phone ring one more time, you're gonna have to dig deep in your booty hole to get it back out.
Well, I heard other people phone ring, mine too loud.
The only one I know is still got a Pronto phone. Probably got the snake game on it too.
Hey.
You love the snake game?
Snake was the shit. Snake 2 was awesome too. Five-fold.
That man bet 300 with 18 right here.
9 calls. 1 calls.
I'll put my flop.
Well, I'm gonna run and get my pistol. Where to go?
Avery's gonna raise to 165.
Bring my pistol inside, please. Extra strength.
He's in front of you. 3 fold.
So Jack gonna raise to 20 here, pick up a couple of callers, and then Avery playing off that momentum and that big stack. Gonna 3-bet with the same hand. Jack has to fold, and now Mr. Mack with the ace-king after flatting. Gonna have an opportunity to double flat here if he wants.
$17.95 all in.
And there we go. Not gonna double flat, instead just going to steal the pot right now, which is $400, so nice little score. And that's a kind of a secret poker strategy, is thinking about multiples of the pot, and that even though your stack relative to the last bet might sometimes seem really, really big, relative to the pot, it might not be so big. And GLR here had already called for 160, and looks like he's just gonna call for all of it. Says, let's go twice.
All right, we're going 2 full boards.
He's gonna be happy to see that he's up against ace king. And he flops an 8 on the first board. And he's gonna win the first one. Open ender on the second one. And there it is, he's gonna scoop.
All right, let's see, Mel.
Look at that, the 8-7 takes it down. Nice little double
Right here, and you've got a
for
pair.
GLR. Very nice double.
Good the entire way.
Yeah. Can you not do it at my expense?
Yeah, they say you did a bad play.
615.
7, 8, all suit 3. I'm trying to hear what the commentator was doing.
Good luck, everybody. Thank y'all very much. Bomb hot, bomb hot.
Hello, gentlemen. Is the bump out? It wouldn't count towards the.
No.
Fish, do you want the? You want?
Yeah.
You want to do? The bump out doesn't count with as far as this goes, or do you want to award one top board or one to each board?
One to each
Up
board.
to the player. You only get really quicker and run the game faster. You can do one to each board. One to each board is an interesting idea. You know.
Yeah, it don't matter to me.
Just throwing it out there. I mean, there's obviously a lot of ways you can do it. Top board, both board, or nothing. Skip it. You listen to another.
Got a nice little crowd here tonight. Appreciate you guys being with us. Let's light the chat up here. And we also have Shannon joining us in the booth, aka Dallas from the Ladies Night stream. How you doing, Shannon?
I'm doing well. I'm playing the tournament right now.
Nice. How's it going out there?
Not so great, but that's just how my day is going. I didn't do so well at cash earlier, so.
Uh-oh. Well, I think you were telling me that you won a nice one on the way out the door last night, right?
Yes, I did. I won a good $800 pot on the way out the door.
That's nice. Got a couple of good 1-2 games going today.
We got 3 more hours. We'll see.
3 more hours.
All right, come on. Let's light this chat up. Come on. Be talkative.
Here we go, guys. Let us know where you're watching from. Who are you pulling for?
You're gonna have to spread them on this.
Pulling for big fish, always.
Sure. Yeah, Big Fish is kind of off to a tough start here. Avery's been running like the sun.
Plus, I don't know anybody else who's in the game. So.
Avery's the kid in the 2-seat, younger guy with the tattoos.
Okay.
And I think he was in for 1K and was up to about 4K and then just lost a small one, so.
What's up, Greg?
There we go, Greg. Appreciate you joining. Who are you pulling for? Gonna watch this hand in slow motion here, guys. Anybody out there watching March Madness? Do you keep up with that, Shannon?
I don't. My team, my alma mater's not in it this year. They didn't win their conference championship, so I don't really care. My stepdad roots for Texas Tech always, and so he was watching the game in Vegas yesterday or this morning.
Nice. Who's your alma mater?
New Mexico State.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yep.
I've seen them in there a bunch of times.
Yeah, they have to win their conference championship to get into the tournament, and then they usually get out in the first or second round. But it's our claim to fame because our football team is horrible.
New Mexico State. What is the mascot there?
It's an Aggie.
Oh, okay.
It's one of 3.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was Indian related, but I guess that's New Mexico, right?
Yeah, they're a Lobo.
What is that, like a coyote or something?
It's a wolf.
Okay, okay. I don't know what I'm thinking of then. I was thinking of the Seminoles from somewhere. I know that's Florida State, but... All right, Greg pulling for Texas Tech as well. Nice.
And Big Fish.
And Big Fish. Big Fish needs somebody to pull for him. I think he's in the game for about 5,500.
Oof.
Yeah, so he's down over 2K to get started here. Had a couple of really big confrontations with Avery.
Yeah, I saw him fold his top pair to the queens.
Yes, wow. And that was right after Avery had doubled through him in another big spot where Avery had pocket tens, Big Fish had ace king, and it came king, queen, jack. So Avery had the open ender, and they got it all in on the flop for, it's about a maybe $3,500 pot.
Oh, wow.
Pretty big one. And
That's
Avery
good.
hit the 9 to make the straight. Yeah.
I want to see that 10K pot tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think we've seen a 10K pot on any of our streams that I've done the commentary for.
At least a 7. Let's shoot for a 7.
For sure. Oh, you know what? I think that we're having... Let me take a look here. I think that'll fix the frame rate, maybe. I think it's got to go up for a second to compensate and then come back down to 30. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I got like a little quick fix that they gave me to do if we get a little lag there, but forgot about it for a second. And we might get a little bit of a fast forward motion here in a minute just to catch up, but it's a bomb pot. It's hard to follow all the action anyway. Tune in here and see what everybody's got. Looks like Sweet Pete's got trips on the bottom board. And Big Fish with top 2 pair on the top board. Or excuse me, GLR with top 2 pair on the top board. Big Fish with the ace queen might get himself in a little trouble here. A little bit surprised to see Big Fish call this. He's normally very, very... Oh, he's got a nut flush draw on the other board. That makes more sense. Thought maybe he had a little tilt leaking in there, but...
Needed a diamond on the top.
And 6 is going to be good. They're going to chop this one up. Get a little bit of fish money. So how was the ladies' game last night?
It was a lot of fun.
Looked like y'all had a pretty good lineup.
Yes, we had some new players. Some no faces to the game, really. And so Miss Mary was playing cash, and so I jumped in her seat. And then Belinda came down.
Oh, nice.
Or came up from Houston for the week for spring break for her daughter. And we had a lot of fun.
Sounds good. Mikey was telling me that the stream went well as well in terms of the behind the scenes and the equipment and everything.
Oh, that's good.
Said it was our best one so far.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, me neither. I was watching it a little bit while I was at home, but didn't get to finish it.
If you would have said wiffle ball, I want to play you wiffle ball.
I'm gonna play wiffle ball.
I mean,
I'll hold you to that.
what y'all want to play? Y'all, I don't.
I'll play on the little tip, right? Play on that
Yeah, a little bit of that. You play on this thing?
I play. No, I play on the little one because on the big ones my belly gets hooked.
Yeah, me too.
Well, y'all, come on.
It really does, Greg. The streams are getting really good. We're still having our issues, but we're working through them and getting each stream better and better. We're learning from each one as we go.
For sure. And honestly, the lineups, the games that we have are off the chain. It's just the equipment that's kind of tough. And there's so many moving parts here that you have to replace so many things to make it like a top-notch professional production. And we're just kind of working through it one issue at a time, trying to get it all up to snuff.
And I think without the stream, we wouldn't have a ladies' game.
Yeah, that could be true.
I mean, a lot of players are like, yeah, I saw you guys on. That's how Miranda showed up. She happened to show be watching it at her work.
You already accepted
And they put it on the TVs, and she said it looked like a lot of fun. I'm trying to speak up, Greg.
Oh, you're good. We can just turn it up right here.
Well, I'm about to go play the tournament anyways, so I've got 6 seconds left to get back out there.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, thanks for coming by.
All right, thanks, Greg. Y'all have a good night.
Good luck out there.
I'll come back in after I'm done.
Well, hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully you're going to win.
Well, I mean at the end. At the end of the game.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Good luck. See you soon.
Adam.
Okay, I'm gonna play you for 2 characters. I'll let you pick the game. Darcy or Pool. I'm trying to bluff you, but he's sitting inside.
I put you on punch with the pool?
I don't. Tell you what I am good at, though, is blues ball.
Yeah, that's on my third.
Can we play that?
And then we get on
Can we play that?
play, not no 2K.
No, I won't play that. I think what I do.
People play it though. You seen like real players?
Yeah, I will.
And I'm not sure if we maybe got frozen here. Oh, yeah, we put 4 cards on the flop. Tricky. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have seen this one before. The classic 4 cards come out on the flop here. And I'm sure we had to do some kind of reshuffle. And Sweet Pete with the pocket jacks, just gonna c-bet and take it down. And looks like Jack added on quite a few black chips there as well. But I'm pretty sure they did not add it to his chip count. I might go out there and have them do a recount here in just a minute. Thanks for lighting us up, Greg. Appreciate that very much. Makes it so much more fun when you have people to talk to here in the booth, just like having Shannon stop by for a minute. And if I don't have her, then I love having the chat.
33 on her
Looks like Shannon's going to participate from out there on the floor. She is in our 2K Tuesday right now. Let me go check and see what the turnout's like for that thing.
Yeah, I hadn't won a hand since I sat out.
Maybe you can stand up. You about to lose again. You about to Squid gonna be gone too.
I know, I just can't get no calls, bro. And then he keeps look.
Avery back at it. Took a break there for a couple of hands. James letting go of the Jack-10 suited there. Shows really good stack awareness from him. But there's definitely some action for Avery here. We're going 4 ways to a flop, $320 in the middle. Ace high board, but nobody's got an ace. Checks around on the flop, but now GLR going to bet 80 on the turn. Sensing that a pair of sixes is good here, and let's see if Avery wants to fight or if he's just going to give it up. Yeah, he wanted to fight.
Go on a bluff. It's good for the game.
He's going all in there. We don't know what they're
Oh, those are mine.
You got to show us, turn them over.
It's okay. You got
Just checking on the turnout here for the tournament. 45 runners tonight, not bad. Looks like 60 rebuys. So over 100 entries in that thing, as well as 48 add-ons. So going to be right up there around that $2,000 prize pool. Well, that is guaranteed. So we're definitely going to be around a 2,000 prize pool, but I think we're going to be like right around that number. So we'll see if we crack it. Another good turnout. Our Tuesdays and Fridays have had excellent turnouts recently. We run that 2K, what we call 2X Tuesday and 2X Friday free roll tournaments. $2,000 guaranteed. And here comes the catch up on the frame rate. And we're gonna run this one and fast forward. Always like to go into
My pitch up, boys, and here we go. The cards are in the air, and we're gonna go through this one fast forward. Okay, and Avery opened, and then we get 2 calls, and then it's Jack who's going to 3-bet to $400 with the ace-king, and then GLR is going to fold the 6-5 suited, and JD going to fold the queen-7 suited, and Jack's going to win a small pot. Woo!
Man, we're still in fast forward here.
That's the same thing as 100.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Is this the last squid?
No, there's one more.
Okay.
So Avery, I mean, he's really feeling the heater here. He's been coming with the action. Comes again here, +1 with the ace-4 offsuit, and they are playing the Squid game, so it makes a lot of sense. Wants to ride that wave. Get a couple of calls here, and then JD picking up the pocket kings. 3 bets it to 70. Looks like Colt maybe feeling a little impatient here, and maybe we're getting down to the end of the Squid game. That could have something to do with it, as he's gonna call. Flops a pair of deuces. Could this possibly get him in a little more trouble? It's a pretty good board for Jack Deuce. Oh, especially when it checks around here. Oh no, it does not check around. JD rips it for 400.
Oh, that's close.
Essentially like having an extra $100 in the pot every single hand with that Squid game on. Really an ingenious way to spice up poker that's developed here over the last few years. And looks like last one coming up here, so Colt probably just reading that they were getting to the end of the line there. Remember, there are 10 Squid placards in play. Each one is worth $10 from each player. So each placard worth $90, and with 10 of them in play, that means $900 potentially up for grabs. So if you were to win every placard, you'd be winning yourself an $800 profit, because you're accountable for 100 and you would have scooped $900 worth. So 800 profit, and if you don't scoop any, then you are eligible / obligated to pay out a $100 bounty. Looks like we're playing 5-5, 10, 25 here.
Sometimes you're just resigned to.
It doesn't kill me how many people lose a grand to paying 100.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what he's
Gonna limp around 4 ways.
There you go again. Thank you, man. Thank you. Finally. Shit. Shit. Thank you. If he beat me, he just beat me. Thank you.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. That's the closest I can come to winning. What's up, I'm gonna run it one time, bro. I mean, I don't need me. I'm either gonna lose or I'm gonna lose.
Let's see what you guys got.
I got that.
So James all in here. He was not joking around when he said, finally, brother. He does flop top 2 pair. Oh my goodness. And look at this. GLR going to be in there with him.
Well, the good news is you don't got to
Hits the straight. Ouchie.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, guy.
And poor James.
It just ain't no way possible.
Looks like that's going to be all for James.
That's unbelievable. I finally flopped 2 crowds.
That's crazy. See ya.
And Big Fish did make the rule earlier that if you bust out, you're not obligated to pay out in the Squid game.
And if you rebuy, you have to pay your squid. Like a while ago, he busted out and rebought, you paid his squid. But if you bust out and you're done, you're not playing no more. You don't.
I gave you 100?
Yeah. I know. Normally they pay you.
I know, it's different rules, but.
Normally we pay, you gotta pay if you bust out.
There we go.
I mean, but
Appreciate that.
I don't think,
You agreed to the
It was agreed before.
we agreed before, because they wanted to find me.
If I go bust out, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we all agreed before, I didn't know, you didn't know.
Every place I play,
You gotta pay it, yeah.
Pay it.
one more 40, right?
Yeah,
So
that's,
down
so
the
that's,
table.
so you get
That's
20.
the rule. So.
These are all worth 20. Okay, got it.
I'll give you 10. I'll give you.
You don't give us nothing. No. If y'all agree to it, I'm fine with it. I'll go with
I just did whatever the table wanted. That's what they
Me
agreed
too.
to.
Whatever y'all want to do, I'll do.
A little bit of a disagreement here, or just clarification of the rules about having to pay out the Squid game if you bust out in the middle of it. And James kind of conveniently busting out there for his last $30 as the Squid game was ending on number 10, and I think he did not have a placard, so not obligated to pay out.
All right, now we break for 30 minutes.
And he's able to head on out of here.
All right, this game is called Wraparound. Next person that beats me, I'm gonna wrap my hands around their neck.
Yeah, but
We going back to doing this again or no?
not yet.
30-minute break.
30-minute break.
Okay, so you're saying 30-minute break.
Yeah, every 30 minutes.
Somebody likes to smoke cigarettes.
Go out after the
Well, if you're leaving, if you're going to smoke out of this button, I'm straddling. Go ahead, 25. 20 at least.
Not like
15. 20, okay. Congratulations, you won the pot.
Fish advocating for the double straddle there. So 5, 5, 10, 20. And Jack looking down at the ace king. Opens to 75.
three-way action, guys.
And JLR are going to flop the best of it here. Top pair. Goodness. Matt going to go ahead and take the lead here. Checks to him. That's 100 into 245. JLR going to hang on, and let's see how long he can hang on. If Mac wants to come again, Mac does pick up a straight draw here. Could incentivize him to come with another bet. He's got 765 left, 445 in the middle. And based on that facial expression, I'm thinking he did bet 250 here. And JLR now kind of in a spot. He's got 1.7K. He's built up his stack pretty nicely here in the last couple of orbits, but this bet looks pretty strong. And he is going to lay it down. And Mac going to steal one away there with 4 high. Nice job. What did that say? 12% equity, I think. So it turns 12% equity into 100.
No, I'm gonna text you right now. You guys.
That's good work.
You do? Yeah. Text him and tell him. So I predict him. Give it to him.
Sounds like we're going to have another player on the way here.
Man.
It's about 9:30 right now, guys. We got about another hour and a half or a little more.
Yeah, your mood would be different.
Big Fish is 5-5 action here. Big Fish is big game, as we're calling it.
With interest, but I gotta watch the stream, see what it is.
Great lineup here tonight. I've really enjoyed watching Avery play, actually. He's been bringing the action and making some things happen. Also helps to have a couple of good hands in good spots. Help generate that momentum so that you can carry it yourself with your play. Jack gonna raise to 30 here with the 8-7 suited.
Feels like I'm winning.
Picks up 3 callers. We're going to a flop. Avery continuing the hot streak, flops the flush here. Big Fish and GLR both have a heart as well, and GLR's is the biggest one. Inconspicuously checks around on the flop. Avery now going to lead out with the flush. Big Fish going to call with the open ender and 10 of hearts, and GLR in there as well. And wow, look at this. Big Fish going to get a little back. Oh no, excuse me. Straight does not beat a flush, guys. Newsflash. And Avery might just get a little more money off of Big Fish since he made that straight. And Avery wisely checking. He's making all the right moves here tonight. Big Fish bets 260, steps right in it. And GLR with a pair and the king of hearts just has to throw it in the muck and shake his head. And now Avery, I think he just called. He does just call, and Fish hates it. Big Fish with nothing to say. He did say a while ago that they were playing a game called Wraparound. Next person that beats me in a pot's getting these hands wrapped around their neck.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's about ready to follow through with it. Colt has been a little action starved here. Finally, he is able to get in the mix here. Raises to 30 with the ace jack.
You didn't make your back.
Mac in there, Avery in there. Sweet Pete moving around to the 5 seat here.
Try to weed out all the 6 deuces.
Oh, Fish has got a little something to say about that 6 deuce. The awkward smiles around the table. Three ways to a flop here. And goodness, it's an action flop. Mac flops 2 pair and Colt flops the stones after raising pre-flop. That feels good. Here comes the C-bet, 105. Looks like he's coming for the whole pot here. And you know there's no way Mac's getting away for 1 bet. It's just a matter of whether he's gonna call or raise. And it's going to be a raise. $305. That's going to be tough to get back. And now does Colt want to call or raise? Guessing we'll see a call, but always makes it slightly awkward giving your opponent a chance to check back on the turn. But I think it's probably going to be a call, check. And if we see a bricky turn card, then I bet Mac's just going to go ahead and go for it. It's going to be about a pot-sized bet left for Colt here. Oh, and no, it is going to be Colt just go ahead and ripping it. I thought he was just counting out a call there. Rip, call, going once, going twice, and that's it. Colt's got the goods on both boards there. Full double up for him.
Oh, I don't have that much left.
And Mac taking a big hit right there. And Colt's patience pays off. I saw him maybe getting a little bit frustrated earlier. Just a little bit of body language, looking like he wanted to get in on the action. And of course, when you got the Squid game passing you by as well, can't get a starting hand. Very frustrating, but his patience does pay off. He finally gets one good starting hand. And how good does it feel when that turns into the nuts? On 2 run-outs, full double up. Gotta love it. Again, thank you to the 13 of you that are joining us here. Would love to see some action in the chat. Let's see, I need to think of something controversial, huh? Gotta start talking about something controversial. What's going on in Austin, huh? I'm not gonna say any names or anything controversial, but if you guys want to light up the chat, I'm happy to hear about it. I want to hear some perspectives. What's going on?
It is 5 to go, guys. 5 to go.
And Avery gonna raise to 50, and I heard an all in there somewhere. Yeah, and it's gonna be Mac for his last 150. Pretty good spot. He's got that dead $50 out there from Sweet Pea and GLR, so. Are we gonna see Avery re-isolate Mac here? I think there's a pretty good chance of that with the pocket nines. Stands to be the best hand against the 2 flat callers behind him almost every time. And wow. Okay, I'm feeling like Mac must have more than 150. I cannot imagine that nines just went in the muck there. And quite often our chip counts can be a little off. So I'm guessing that what happened there is that Mac had more like 250, 350, something like that. Might have even rebought for 500 and then just ripped it. I mean, there was $150 in the middle. But all 3 of those hands go in the muck there. And Mac with a nice little pickup. I mean, maybe I'm a little ashamed to say, guys, but that's kind of how my poker works. I do a lot of dead money squeezing. A lot of all-ins pre-flop, just like that. $150 waiting to be taken. 100 of it is what we consider to be capped money. Because most players don't have any strong hands after they flat call for $50, or at least hands that are not strong enough to stand up to an all-in from you. So a lot of good spots in live poker to just rip your whole stack, especially if you're playing off of a shorter stack. Just rip that whole stack in pre-flop and pick up all that dead money. I personally love using the limp squeeze all-in strategy. A lot of combos of ace-king, ace-queen, ace-jack out there. And a lot of loose players who will raise with hands way wider than that. A lot of times you'll catch that cascade of callers, so you limp in for 2, and then it goes 15, 15, 15, 15, 15. Now it's back on you. $75 in the middle, but relative to your opponent's previous raise size, a shove for about 300 feels enormous. And you're gonna get folds almost every time. Steal that $75 and you're actually adding 25% onto your stack. Pretty healthy addition.
Oh, no, you were right. Thank you.
And Avery staying active. I don't think they're even playing the Squid game right now. I think they're on a dealer break, so they play and then they take a 30-minute break. So Avery just getting active for the sake of it, playing off of his big stack and his momentum and his image, and wanting to keep that image splashy. Hoping he keeps getting some good cards and that it pays off to get him paid. Gets a lot of action here if you look around at these hands. And there's no kings to be found. JD does have now a flush. Flopped a flush draw now. Turns the flush. And that's going to be good enough to put everybody else to shame here. He's holding 94% equity against 5 other players. And Sweet Pete, the only one drawing live. He needs an 8 or a 4. So it is actually Sweet Pete leading for 75 here, and JD just going to call. But now he's going to lead on the river. And JD says, or excuse me, Sweet Pete says no thank you. He's out of there. And JD picking up a nice one off of his stack size.
I prefer you not.
And I see that our chip stacks are off a little, guys. I think I'm going to go out there and ask them if they mind fixing it. And I'll be right back with you here in just a second. And sounds like they've already got it under control. And it looks like I'm coming back to a couple of pocket pairs here. GLR going to open it up with the 10s. Sweet Pete and JD in there. And we got a battle between the 4, 5, and 6 seat. Three diamonds and no sets on the flop. Sweet Pete with the only diamond. It is a deuce. And GLR gonna bet for some protection here. Gets the diamond out and gonna get the queen 4 out as well and take it down. Quick shout out for this weekend's tournaments coming up, guys. Tomorrow and Sunday and every single day of the week, we run a 12 p.m. 1K free roll. That's 1K guaranteed. And that 1,000 accumulates from rebuys and add-ons. And it is actually totally free to play as long as you are a member of the club. And that's a legal thing. You got to be a member to get into the club and to play in the games. And those memberships are only $10 per day or $30 for a monthly, or best deal in town, $70 for a VIP membership. That earns you your monthly as well as a bunch of other perks. And you can come up here and play all of our free rolls for free, get 3,000 starting chips. And most of our players end up spending the $15 on a dealer toke to get an extra 12,000 starting chips. So most people here are going to be treating it as a $15 buy-in tournament with a $1,000 prize pool. Pretty sweet value. Bang for your buck. And that is at noon every single day of the week. And we do have brunch with that as well. So for your 15 bucks, you get a 15,000 chip starting stack. You get free brunch and a ton of fun. During the daytime, I'd say there's around 25 players or so, plus all the rebuys and add-ons. And then in the evenings, that's usually close to doubled. Maybe we have 40 to 50 players. Especially on Tuesdays and Fridays, we really get it going. But Saturdays and Sundays have been good recently as well. So in the evening, we typically run a 1.2K free roll on Saturdays and Sundays, and that starts at 7 p.m. And that is going to go tomorrow on Saturday, but actually on Sunday, we're going to have something special. It is our first PLO tournament, at least the first one that I've seen. And it is Scott Friedman's birthday. He's celebrating with us and wanted to host a PLO tournament. And we said, let's do it, Scott. So $55 buy-in for that thing. And that one's going to start at 5 p.m. on Sunday. So not going to want to miss that. And here we go, guys. We're going to jump right back into the action here where Jack has opened it up with the Jack 10 offsuit. Second time he's tried this, and poor Jack has just absolutely been pounded here tonight as he gets 3-bet again. This time he's getting such a good price, he gets to continue. Big Fish coming with the nearly min raise, the pocket nines. And queen high board.
Sure you didn't want to make it 120?
Check from Fish, Jack gonna bet 75. And Fish just gonna let it go here. Doesn't want to do battle, scared of the queen. He's getting a pretty good price. I'm surprised he didn't peel once there, especially with the 9 of diamonds, but he's gonna let it go and give Jack a lot of respect. Jack was the pre-flop opener there, and then defense versus the 3-bet, so.
I knew they weren't coming.
And there we go, check out the chip counts. It is Avery still flying high above the rest of the table here. And again, he's in for 1K tonight. He's been sitting up around 4K for quite a while now. Went from 1K to 4K in about the first 20 hands. And he has still been very active, but the results have kind of flattened out, some positive, some negative. And we got 16 of you guys with us right now. Appreciate that a lot. I wish someone would light me up in the chat. What the heck is going on here? How we got 16 of you guys watching and we can't get a comment in the chat? Sorry, I'm just not being controversial enough, am I? Need something. Okay, I got some Pez here in the booth. And Scott, one of our favorite regulars, has been coming by recently. I say recently, it's been several months now, where he comes through with an enormous sack of candy. And we're not talking like a Walmart sack. We're talking like a Santa sack. Like a cloth silky sack. Uh-oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I was just spacing here. We'll get back to the Pez. Jack and Avery. And oh my goodness.
No. Wow. That was a swing of emotions.
Jesus Christ. You're like, this motherfucker bets 200 in the blind, walks up and has aces in the
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He didn't look at his card.
I know.
So it's like you're welcome down here, and then he rolls over aces.
You owe me dinner.
All right.
Now it's got to be a little bit more than dinner. You know, I mean, you got to walk. You got to walk me to the.
Please take you to dinner first.
You got to walk me to the car and stuff like that.
And just like that, guys, that happened so fast. I'm over here watching the chat. Meanwhile, it sounds like Avery came back and bet 200 in the blind without looking at his hand.
You wouldn't have reloaded if you hadn't seen me reload. When you saw me reload, you went and reload.
As soon as you bet the 5, I knew that.
Well, because that hand happened and then you were deep, I was like, I'll get deep.
And him and Jack end up all in. I'm guessing Jack opens, Avery goes 200 blind, Jack 4-bets, Avery rips it with aces after looking at his hand. Jack calls, and our graphic there said Jack had like 1 point something. It looks like that right there is 3.456, about 3.6 thousand. And Avery had him covered, guys. So this is a $7,000 pot going Jack's way. Jack on the flop. I mean, what are we talking about here? Jack's got jacks, hits a jack on the flop, and doubles to win a $7,000 pot. Biggest one of the night by far.
Pretty wild hand there.
And there comes all of Avery's chips. the other way, and just like that, his momentum hits a brick wall.
Well, he's gonna buy me dinner. Oh, I wouldn't let you off the hook if you would tell me you would have bought me dinner. I don't have a target. I don't have a target on nobody. So the button doesn't, did the button move?
I'm sorry.
The button is right or no? Because he was.
Yeah, no, it's in there. Yeah, it goes away.
Give me a pot like that. I'm gonna tip you a couple green ones, buddy. All right. Yeah, just let me win $5. I'll be happy.
Here comes Shannon with the big pot energy, absolutely. And now Jack, nice looking stack right there. Looks like 1.5 just in purples. 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, about 7.5K in the stack there. Got to take a little walk after that one. I'm just sad that I was over here checking the chat. I was only gone for 30 seconds. And I wasn't even gone. I was just looking at the other screen. And then I look back and all of a sudden we're all in. Aces versus jacks. Jack needs a jack. And he gets it. And look at Avery's stack. Oh my goodness. Goes from thinking this is about to be the best day of my life to now trying to cradle and make sure that he doesn't end up on tilt here. And he's right back at it. $250 pot after opening over the straddle pre-flop and now c-betting. And GLR has a king and might know that Avery is a little bit steamed. Let's see if Avery slows down or keeps going for it here. He knows it's a pretty good board to double barrel. You always end up in those weird spots where you're like, I know technically this is a pretty good board to double barrel, but is my opponent really going to fold after what's going on in the game? Well, Avery's going to find out. He's going to come with 220. And now GLR with a decision to make. No kicker, but he's going to call quick. Made up his mind and wants to show a little strength by calling quick. Not sure if it's going to work that way or not, though. Here's Avery. Avery gives up. Gives up fast. Gives up fast, and woo, boy. Avery's pre-flop raise percentage, look at that thing, 57%, and he was about to look like a genius if he can get his aces to hold. 57% pre-flop raise percentage, and all of a sudden you're sitting on an 8K stack after being in for 1K. I mean, draw up a dream situation, why don't you?
David, can we just give
But instead, now he's sitting here looking at this 57% pre-flop raise percentage and thinking, what do I have to show for it?
1960? 1960. 1819, yeah.
And look at those chip counts. Jack dwarfing the rest of the table. And Jack's a very good player as well, so really not even fair. Jack comes back to the table to look down at the ace-queen suited. Sees a raise from the button in front of him, GLR. Jack in a 3-bet. And GLR. Ooh, we were a little behind on the action here. GLR had defended already, and now it comes ace-10-8. Jack bets 200, GLR raised to 500, and tricky little spot right here for Jack to navigate. Stack sizes make you feel like ace-queen could still be good here. GLR only with another 1,000 behind.
Yeah. Might be too slow for him.
Yeah, it might be.
And he lets it go. Nice fold. Making all the right moves right here. Nice call. Well, nice read. Pardon me. Nice read from Jack right there. Gets away. GLR gonna chip up again. I mean, at one point he was down to fumes. He's up over $2,000, so cheers to him, but really nice fold right there.
Squid game? Yeah, when it gets back to 1 2. Alright, I followed. I ain't gonna hit nothing. Put 7 out there and I will bet on.
Dealer win?
Dealer always has 21, man. That's so crazy. You bust. That was a string bet, sir.
He's got to pull that back. He's got to pull it back.
Yeah, that 5 goes back up. That was a string bet. That was a string. If y'all are gonna deal right. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Peter.
You could fire it on the river in case somebody misses.
I'm trying to hold back 5 for Dr. Pepper.
Can I have like 1,000 chips right here for superstars coming in just 1 second?
Trailblazer tour last summer. Didn't go all in, but all but one ship. And going to the second deal, almost $1 million of a ship off. Wow.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Jack back at it with the pocket jacks here. Opening, Sweet Pete gonna rip it, Jack calls. So another jack for Jack out there. Oh. Did we just catch another 4-card flop?
Oh my God. Decide on a randomizer.
Oh my goodness, this one's wild right here. It's a 4-card flop. There's a queen on the flop. Oh
my.
Hands will be their way around here.
And Jack just doing absolute Jack things. You can't even draw this up, guys. How do you even write this? The pocket jacks hit the jack on the previous spot to suck out on the aces. And then now, when it looks like all hope is lost, a queen on the flop.
Oh, 2 dinners now.
To beat pocket jacks, we find that it's a 4-card flop. And 1 card has to be removed randomly to be the burn card. And it happens to be the queen. And Jack gets richer. The jacks hold.
Well,
that was a wild one. This has been just a wild sequence of events the last 5 minutes.
always find an angle.
You don't need it by yourself. You can do this for 2 for 1.
I tell you what, these players.
You gotta watch the guy that knows all the fucking specials.
Yeah.
I'm not even from here.
And that's what's even worse.
Yeah.
Well, I just went.
He lives in Alaska, but he knows the specials that Papa knows and what days, and he lives in Anchorage, Alaska.
You gotta be economical.
Jack back at it, raising to 50 on the button here.
Man, I ain't messing with him.
Avery just gonna flat call on the straddle.
He did on Wednesday. Shared him on
I'm wondering if the flat call is a result of the stack size or of the fact that he's gotten beaten a couple of times here. Nice looking flop for Avery. 2 overs and a gut shot. Diamond as well. JLR with a pair and Jack with an open ender. Jack actually going to check it back here. Didn't know if he might make a move at this one with the open ender. And now Avery. Wow, goodness, what a card. And he's just going to rip it. 620 into 170.
I got nothing.
7-4 diamonds?
Close.
I figured. I'm going to say 7-3, but I think you play a little bit stronger than that.
Rip looks a little bit of an overplay there, maybe. Feels kind of hard to get called by a worse hand. It's not like you're only going to get called if you happen to run into diamonds. You don't want to lose all your value for your straight. About 2 hours into the stream here, guys. I think we're going about 3 hours tonight. So, going to be going till a little bit after 11 o'clock. Appreciate everybody joining us. 15 viewers, 18 viewers. Just saw it refresh. We got 18 of you guys. Would love to see that number get up over 20. Share this stream with somebody.
Is this the cheapest block with them? Ever? I think so.
Lock the doors now.
If it's Dallas, I'll be He's not afraid to put some money in the pot. what I was afraid of. Yep. Something didn't feel right.
Thank you.
We'll scoot this way if you want the middle seat.
I just don't know where I want to go. Hold on, give me a second. Remember, this matters everything.
Oh boy.
Alright, that's where you wanted the whole time. I know. You know it.
I'm pretty sure I hear a famous voice.
Hey, you know. Good to see you, sir.
And it looks like I do. That is the back of Mr. Dallas's head.
How much coming in for Dallas?
A local legend here.
6 in my pocket.
Played with us last week
Does that work for everybody?
and won 7 coin flips in a row to start the night. And we're talking about literal coin flips. We're talking about flipping for people's stacks.
I'm watching March Madness, everybody passed out. I mean, I ain't ready to go to bed. Like you or ready to go?
Oh, I'm fine.
1, 2, 3.
You don't have to look at them. I didn't.
I watched all the March Madness. Everybody I was hanging out with went to bed. So,
Oh, bro.
am I in?
600 right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And there he is. Sporting the Cowboy shirt today.
What's the point?
Yeah.
So, who's the hot
I was like,
streak?
we didn't
Who's the
even
winner?
talk.
Because I had the instinct, I was like, should I
Yeah,
ask him? I was like,
I
no,
just
I
got
don't
All the
know.
money down here.
Okay.
Man, make it 200 blind. Look down at aces. You're like, what the heck?
All in?
Yeah. It's so good.
I hope he has a
And you
king.
got them all.
Doesn't matter, but
Good to see Avery still smiling after that suck out. That was tough.
you feeling all right?
Yeah, Greg, you missed a $7,000 pot. Jack's all in pre-flop against pocket aces.
You might have raised in my hand.
And it was Jack with the jacks and then Jack on the flop. Good to take it away. Win a 7,000 plus pot.
Thank you.
Poor Avery spent all day grinding that up.
Good to see everybody. Holy moly, cannoli.
It was a crazy.
Crazy hand.
Wasn't at the table, walking up.
That's 200 blind.
Okay.
He calls, no. Did he raise?
You went all in?
He raised it first. When I came to the table, and I raised it blind. And then he re-raised it. And then I re-raised it.
Blind. Doesn't even look at his
Just
call.
like me.
And then
Great hand. Just catch it.
fucking, he has aces to hold.
Blind.
Has the whole area?
In the blind.
In the blind.
He has what, 10?
Jack.
I'm Jack.
Jack.
Never even looked at
Jack.
his cards the first 2 bets. Just wouldn't even have to take
I'm Dallas, by the way.
Jack.
Jack? Pleasure.
Wow.
Nice to meet you, Jack.
Yeah, Dr. Jack, and he catches the Jack.
Pleasure to meet you. Hey, man.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, I ain't hating.
There we go.
You want to straddle?
Nah, right now I feel
Yeah,
like
it
I'm
was
comfortable,
wild.
meet everybody again.
Like
I
half
know
a
you, I know you, I know you. I'm Dallas.
Alex.
Pleasure to meet you, Alex. So Jack.
Jack.
Yeah, that's Jack for Jack. Man, that's awesome.
It was crazy.
Good hand then. How many people were in the hand? Just you and Avery?
Oh, they went heads up once it started.
Avery, you had a hell of a stack.
Two big stacks.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, I gave him about 5,000 of
I had
it.
a little bit more than him, I think. I had like 50
Yeah, you had
bucks
more.
left over. So I had a discount. I had like $50 discount.
He was a big stack.
Just like that.
Yeah. Could have been worse.
All right, well, welcome to the table.
Yeah, let's go. Let's start with Squid.
Oh, we should have done that, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Are we putting the squid in?
And Jack calling for the Squid game to start again.
Next hand.
Perfect time for it with Dallas joining the action here. Dallas is a Squid game master. He's in there aggressively raising and playing almost every hand.
That took too long to think about it. Too obvious that time. Too obvious.
I'll be at the back. Check line.
I throw aces every now and then, mix it up, you know. Want to be balanced and whatnot.
Check.
Queen Jack.
Thank you. guys want to start it off with the Squid game as well? Next game, maybe?
Yeah, but next hand, yeah, after the bomb pot.
After the bomb pot?
Yeah.
Unless Dallas wants to bomb.
Where's gambling?
Dallas, you want a bomb pot?
Looks like we got 4 games running on the floor tonight, guys. Got 2-on-1s, a 1-2, and this 5-5 game here.
Please.
So a variety of stake levels if you're looking for some poker action here tonight, Friday night. Not too late to get up here. And you hear Dallas talking about Bud Light. He can often be found with a Bud Light in his hand here, and we are BYOB, so if you want to swing by the gas station, grab yourself a pack of brews, get on up here to the card room, play a little 1-1, little 1-2.
2 hours.
Midnight again.
Probably this game right here will be running even after the stream ends, so I'm sure there will be a seat at some point.
Oh, nice. Happy spring. It really is. You know I'm a weird boy. Jake, man, fucking rock star with Jake and JJ, so I gotta watch out for that. Yep. So, hey, I'm a gambler. And then I stacked a guy that was in your seat with Jack. That's why that seat's open. Jack, I'm a gambler. Everybody knows I'm a gambler. I'm gonna go a little crazy today, guys. All right. Enjoy your gambling.
And Dallas announcing the gamble is on.
No question.
Please let me know if you can see my cards. Please let me know if you can see my cards. I'm bad at the middle. Hey, I can't middle's so hard. But I want, like you knew, I wanted it, but I wanted to be here for some reason.
42 Vogan want to know, are we open 24/7? We are. We don't always have a game make it all the way through the night. We do sometimes. But if there's a game going, the room is open. And I would say every single day we've got a game from 1 p.m. until 3 a.m., 4 a.m., something like that. And again, sometimes it goes all the way through the night. Got a little bomb pot going here.
Feed me until I can't. See more, do more.
Can I get a pack of M&M peanuts?
Lost all the basketball games.
Jack makes the nut flush on the top board. It does pair the board.
That Kentucky game with that last one.
Pot. Pot. What is it? 130. 130.
Oh, Colt actually has a full house there.
How much is that? You got it. 4 perps or 5
Base 7.
3 perps. We're not gonna talk about that. That was crazy. Oh, I can't say anything? I know we can't. It was just crazy. All the way up. GLR all the way up.
Colt with a pretty sweet hand here. Top 2 pair on the other board. This is good for a scoop. Let's see if he can get $130 out of Jack.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's like 8,500, right? We're gambling. Ace is full of 7 and ace queen on bottom. What we drink, Bud Light?
Should have folded. Scared of that.
Little cheers on the Bud Lights. Anybody else out there drinking tonight? It is Friday night.
Yeah, where's my
Any bar hopping or anything?
Hey, question for the.
Maybe it's a little early for bar hopping already, huh? It's probably about time to get started. You guys hang with us for another 45 minutes and then head on out. Little clubbing, little bar hopping.
Hopefully they move back here.
But you're not going to want to miss this next hour of live stream action now that we got Dallas in the mix.
Let's just say Dallas got tired and need a power nap for an hour. Would there be like a big power nap?
Yeah.
Like a car or something?
JD House back there too.
No shot. You know me, I get a little anxious. This is in here. I get a little anxious. Jack fold.
Hurry and fold him.
Right off the rip?
Got to. Yeah, the aces last time.
We are gambling, right?
Why
I'm
not?
scared to death to call him.
Are they turning into me?
I'm scared to death to call
All
him.
right, we're back with the hold'em action. Hand number 52.
Make it 250. And Dallas makes it 250.
Here we go.
I'm a gambler. I literally didn't see his card before he came in, so.
That's what you thought too.
We
They looked at me.
Exactly how it looks like.
And just like that, you see the dynamic of this game change.
It's just me and you.
As Dallas 3-bets to 250 out of the big blind with the Jack 3 suited. Avery gonna open the hijack and then defend with King 10 off, or King 2 off, excuse me. And it's total brick fest. Let's see who wants it.
Oh, dirty
I
dog.
still haven't looked at this one. That's a good card for this.
I'll check it again. If you only see one, that's fine. I'm fine with that. How much you got? 450? You know what you're gonna do.
I don't know yet. I'm gonna
The
check
next
it.
card
I'm
be
gonna check it, and
everything.
then I'm gonna look at it.
He's gonna check and look at his last
Is it?
card.
And Dallas actually lets Avery make it to showdown here, or at least make it to the river, and Avery sees that he makes a straight. Looked like he had only looked at that king when he opened and defended pre-flop. Goodness gracious, I just can't even imagine. These guys just have like cojones of steel. Gonna open to 50 and then defend for 250 without even looking at your second card. I can only dream of having that kind of guts. And Dallas now all into calls. It's Avery. Oh, it looks like Dallas bet 225 on the river here. I thought Avery just bet when checked too. Bet's 225. Avery gonna rip it. And looks like for Dallas to call, it's just $100 more. But he knows there's no way a pair of jacks is good.
We're on TV. I fold.
And he lets it go. Wow, disciplined fold. Nice job, Dallas.
Yeah, King does. Yeah.
Does lose about $500 on the hand, but manages to save the last 100 when all hope was lost.
Son of a bitch.
Fuck it, I found a new way to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad. You want to do it? Do it. Do it. Good hand, Avery.
It's taken me a long time to perfect this strategy.
You got it down.
I'm still working on it.
Is it research for a book?
Super system.
Yeah,
The new super system?
for somebody.
It wasn't that.
It's working.
We picked up
King 2 beats me?
King 2 got it.
Big fish, you got 1,000 cash on you?
GLR gonna raise this one to 60.
It should work this time quick. The girl
Matt gonna limp call.
The delay was, I don't know.
A fair fight here between the Queen Jack and the Ace-7 offsuit.
Probably work for me now, playing the Delaware.
And remains a fair fight post-flop. Mac flopping top pair. GLR with a pair of queens and a diamond flush draw. They both have a diamond, but GLR's the bigger one. Okay, and just like that, money's going in the middle. Let's see if GLR. Kind of hard to fold this hand with so much money already out there. But he definitely wishes it was the king of diamonds instead of the jack of diamonds. That would make it a lot easier to call. Would feel a little devastating to see your opponent turn over either ace-king or king-queen with the king of diamonds. Right now you're getting about 500 to win 750, so not a great price, but the hand's pretty good. He does call. Shows the queen. No good. Actually picked up some extra outs there on the turn with the 10 coming in. Give him a gut shot. But it's going to be Mac with a nice little double up there. Ace-7 plays it fast, gets paid, gets value. There's the benefit to fast playing those hands that might feel a little bit mediocre. You know, sometimes you're pretty sure you've got the best hand, but you're not sure if you can get value if you fast play it. And that hand right there just kind of goes to show that there's more value than you think. There's a lot of hands out there floating like that.
What's 1,000 behind?
A little bit of glitch there, but I think we're going to get that worked out real quick.
Give me pocket rockets.
I'll take a look.
If I lose all my money on pocket rockets, I'm cool with that.
Sorry about that. And look at that. There's a placard. We're back.
I mean,
We have.
everybody.
We have.
And then some.
And Dallas
$5. We're gonna play by the rules.
making it spicy. A bunch of green chips just floating out there in the middle. I'm pretty sure that's a blind raise, assuming that it limps to him.
Ship that to him so he
The
can.
way the rules work is if no one changes the action, then a blind raise would stand.
Now it's 175.
So in this case, essentially, if nobody raises before it becomes Dallas's turn, then that $175 raise stands. And look, it does stand here, as we had a couple of limpers. Nobody with, you know, anything very good, but Mac has the King 10 suited here. Looks like Dallas has 1,000 in his stack. Not 100% sure if that's accurate, but if it is, this could turn into an interesting spot for Mac here. Does he want to just call, or does he want to go ahead and, yeah, he's just going to fold.
Come on, Avery. My time to shine now.
And Avery thinking, well, King 5's the best hand against a random blind 2 cards.
Here we go. We got action.
But what do you really do about it? You're just going to call and take a flop, or are you going to raise and give Dallas the option?
Ace, and I'm giving you 10. Watch this. Close.
GLR's going to call. He was closing the action. That helps a little bit. And there's 370 in the middle, and then Jack 3-3 on the flop. Dallas can bet 150, and now GLR. How sticky does he want to be? He's going to call once at least, and let's see if that's good enough to get him to showdown here. It's another brick for him. If Dallas comes again, he did pick up a gut shot. No, he doesn't. He's going to lay off the gas, and now says, there's my ace.
You said close, it goes ace 10. It goes 10 ace.
And you can take the top card once you fold.
Dallas with the speech play.
You want a top card or not?
Does he know the?
I don't know if he does.
I don't think he
Yeah,
knows
he doesn't
when
know.
he's
Top
quit.
card at the
Wait,
group.
Luke,
I said top card. There it
You
is.
gotta show it.
There it
You gotta show it.
To get your buy.
Kaboom.
No wonder you wanted the ace 10.
No, that's yours. That's Squid game.
We're playing that Squid game.
I don't know what this means. Just keep it in front of
It
you.
means you're good now.
Collect as many as possible.
Yeah.
Hey, no, yeah.
Hey, gentlemen, I just want my first hand of the night.
Matt.
What does that mean? What does this mean? Do I
You
win
get
your
paid
last
$10 from everyone that doesn't get a buy-in at the end of 10 hands.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, that's a pick 'em.
You said I win $10.
From every person that doesn't get one of those every 10 hands. Those are the next hands that no one contributed.
Well, I have a question right now.
Yeah.
If I just want to keep this and put it in my apartment to have a keepsaker, can I take it? Hey, if I just want to keep this and have it in my apartment for a keepsaker, can I take this or not?
I'll give you $10 for it right now.
No, that's cool. I just want to know.
I'll go 15.
One is very heavy.
It's a good weight.
It's kind of cool.
It's nice to have good weighted things in the house.
Sorry I did you like that, man. I just had to win the first one. Sorry. I just really needed that. You had it out there. Before they came in.
It just got off the thing. I didn't where we at?
Right here, right here.
What is it?
Man, 30. Looks good though, right? I guess, yeah. I didn't think you were going to I thought you were going to keep that shit that way.
That was a pretty fun sequence right there. Watching Dallas work the speech play magic. Gets the king high to fold. Representing the ace with the speech play, and then says, I'll show you the top card. Pretty tricky, then realizes he has to show both cards to get his placard. Then downplays the effect of the placards, kind of saying to everyone, like, I'm not scared and don't care about this like you guys do, by suggesting that he might just take the placard home and put it in his apartment. Pretty sneaky little speech play, guys. This is kind of like watching a clinic right here.
Hey, Hey, what's with all the flies?
I don't know. I
Did
really
y'all
don't
eat
know.
earlier and the flies
I
were
didn't
coming,
shower
or what?
today.
They didn't show them because you got
The flies
I
were
was
there.
waiting on something. I was thinking it.
I brought them. I cleaned my ass today.
I couldn't afford the water, so. And my pool has a leak in it. So.
Big flop for Big Fish here. He's actually up against Avery, who also has an open ender, so if Avery decides to play this fast, Big Fish could be free rolling him. And look at that, guys. All four of these players actually have some good stuff going. Mac with top and JD with bottom 2 pair. This turn card is going to be really, really spicy no matter what it is.
I like souvenirs, pocket pickers, whatever I can get.
Any ace, 10, 8, 5, spade, 7, queen. All very spicy.
Read it later tonight.
And look at this. It goes
Hey, who won
bet,
the 8 grand, by
raise,
the way?
Mac,
I saw
all
that video.
in.
Who won the 8 grand?
Got that ace of spades for backup support.
8 grand on the slots. On the slots? Yeah, really? So last Friday, we all came into the group late night, all of us, under all of us. We tried to break the bank.
12-10 is the best.
Big Fish. In a little tank.
Oh yeah, we all tried as a group. Everybody who was remaining
couple of water.
here, we just all
Two
went.
water.
Feels like it's getting squeezed here.
We did hit a bonus.
What a tough spot for him. You don't have the nut flush draw, and if somebody does, that discounts the value of your hand considerably. But if you're the only one with a flush draw and you got that open ender to go with it, then you can see the equities right there. 46% in a 3-way spot.
You know, everything just stopped for a moment in time, and everybody just like,
Oh, he hates it, but I think that's a sign he's getting rid of it.
Oh, damn, y'all see what I'm folding, y'all gonna have a heart attack.
you folding it?
He
Hey,
folds.
good bet. Oh, you are.
And JD's got 1K here.
Sorry,
There's
you
still
know,
somebody
I'm a
behind me. There's a reason or
Hard to fold 2 pair. But he is facing some pretty significant action here. He calls.
I would have.
I had Jack 9 of spades.
I would have done the same thing.
I had Jack 9 of spades.
And there's a 5, and that's going to do it, guys. 2.5K pot going JD's way.
Jack 9 of spades. I
Can
folded.
we ask?
Hey, bro. I got away from it.
And this game is heating up right now. And I have a feeling we're just getting started.
Yeah, he read. No, that's why I can't act with him behind me because he let out 125 and he jammed. So I mean, am I against the set or what? Yeah, yeah.
I'll give you 20 for that. I might start drinking.
I got you, buddy. We're gonna need chips, please. Here's this for you. You have
And
pocket
Fish
rockets?
going to be pleased to see that run out, knowing that his flush draw and straight draw did not come in.
Pocket rockets and pocket kings. If you went all in, unless I'm wrong, there was something that juicy. Did it come in the river?
I folded Jack 9 of spades, man.
How much do you want? 2,000? 2,000, please. Thank you. You know what? I'll just take one of those nice red stacks off because those red stacks look really nice. I'll just take a whole swing over here. I want one of those. I want to get one. No. Is that?
Yeah, he bought him 500. He got like 3K.
We're getting a good look at those $1 million placards there. Believe it or not, those actually are not worth $1 million. They are part of the Squid game here. And for 10 hands in a row, there's a placard in every hand. If you win the hand and collect the placard, it's worth $10 from every player. So each placard worth $90 in total. And since there are 10 of them, you are obligated to a $100 bounty. But if you win just one of them, then you're breaking even. so you won't have to pay out. But if you don't win any, you're going to be paying out to those who do. And if you win multiples, you start racking up the profits.
Jack call, or JD call, Jack call.
And here we go, guys. GLR going to be raising it up with the Jack 9 suited. JD going to put those new chips to use. Flat calling in the cutoff, and then Jack going to overcall with the 4s on the button, and we're going 3 ways to the flop.
Miller Road Rally, right down the Lake Ray Harbor.
Deuce 7 deuce. Pretty good looking flop for pocket 4s. The other 2 guys with some backdoor options working. And GLR just going to come right with it. Bets 100. And Jack going to call once. At least.
Plus, she won't let me wear my thong there. At least I can wear my Speedo at my pool.
Neither will anybody else.
Well, I can wear my Speedo at my pool.
And GLR not giving up. He's going to come again on the ace.
You can't wear it at mine.
Okay.
Putting Jack to the test here, putting him on the kind of hand that he does in fact have. And let's see if Jack's sticky enough to hang around one more time.
Well, then you'd rather me have the Speedo on,
He's going to let it go on this one.
Tomato, tomato.
Sees the bad news. A little frustrated. You can tell he was suspicious there, but
Flip on the table.
Anybody want to do
I just want to break the ice. Does anybody flip on the table?
tough to call again. And here comes Dallas, ready to flip.
Because one size.
He won like 9 out of 10 last week.
I'm saddled for.
I
lost
did.
one.
I finally lost 20. But you should have saw me on Saturday. I lost everything.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. As high as it goes, lost it all on
Yeah.
Saturday. I really did.
Equaled out.
That TCH took me.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But hey, it's what we flip.
That's why we flip.
I always want one more. The one more took me a little too far. That's all. And back again to start it all over again.
And here he goes, ready to start it all over again. And yeah, Dallas, last week, guys, he bought in for $500. And his first big pot was actually just a coin flip, a literal coin flip. We're not talking about aces, or excuse me, ace king against pocket queens or something. We're talking about a literal coin flip for Raj's entire stack, $500. So Dallas literally just flipping for his own entire stack, doubles it, and then goes on an absolute tear.
How much is that?
By the end of the stream, 2 hours later, because he came in halfway through, he had turned his 500 into 3,500. I leave, go home, done with the stream. I come back the next day, and I hear that he continued to spin it up that night and actually turned the 500 into 13,000. And this was a 1-3 game last week, so just an absolute sicko spin up. He won 7 out of 8 coin flips on the stream, and then I heard he continued to win them after the stream as well. So,
You haven't had your moment yet.
pretty iconic. And 42 Vogon says, this is a weird thought, but would PH Social think about classes or courses in poker? Actually, not a strange question. We have already considered doing that, actually, and I would probably be at least one of the teachers slash coaches. And I would actually really be interested in doing that because I used to be a teacher coach myself in the public school system. So I have a little experience teaching and really, really love the game of poker. I've been playing for a very long time. So I've definitely been interested in doing courses or seminars or something like that. So I appreciate you asking. Maybe that'll spur us forward here to kind of push that idea through management and see if we can get something going. Sounds like you might be interested in signing up, huh? And I don't know if you happen to be a lady. I know that's probably a small percentage chance, but if that's the case, we actually do work with an agency here called Poker Social, P-O-K-H-E-R, Social, and you can look them up on Instagram. They're going to be hosting a ladies-only poker introduction event. It's like a course with a tournament, and it's kind of like a network opportunity for ladies in business to kind of see how poker can be a great opportunity to build your networks. And they teach them how to play, and then you get to come up here to the room and play in a tournament, and that's a lot of fun. They're actually hosting that on March 28th, but I'm pretty sure I saw that they are sold out, so I have to wait for the next one, but I am almost positive that there will be another one after this one because it's been a huge success on the marketing campaign here.
Yeah, I think he's a great guy. He's in the back of the booth doing his thing, doing all this for us. For sure.
battle of the 5 highs here. There's Avery raising pre-flop and GLR defending with the straddles on. And goes check, check on the flop, and then now Avery bets 400 on the turn into 300. Comes with the overbet. GLR very suspicious there, actually thinking it through just with 5 high. But manages to get it through. And remember, things a little bit wilder out here because of the Squid game. Creates a lot of incentive to steal. You can kind of imagine it as like a giant ante. Because when you're playing in an ante poker game, let's say it's a 1-2 game, but everyone has to ante $1. Well, instead of having $3 in the middle to start with from the $1 small blind and the $2 big blind, instead you're going to have $12 to start with because you have those same blinds, and then you've also got 9 players each posting a $1 ante. So the difference between having $3 to start or $12 to start in the middle is an enormous difference. It basically takes the stakes of the game from like a 1-2 to a 5-5 or a 5-10 even. Now, people may not adjust their open raising sizes that much, but you're essentially saying, hey, there's 4 times as much money to fight for in the middle. So how much are you willing to risk to win that amount? And with what range of hands would you be willing to do that? So people get way more active in those ante games, and for good reason. And then when you add something like the Squid game here, where each one of those placards are essentially worth $90, that means that every hand, when we're doing the Squid game, there's a $90 ante in the middle already. And I know we got a lot of straddles on here, but let's just say we were playing an actual 5-5 hand. So there's only $10 in the middle with the blinds typically. So when you add that $90, you're 10xing how much money is in the pot. And that makes an enormous difference on how active you want to be to try and steal that money.
You dropped your pocket. Yeah, you dropped your pocket.
Dream flop here for Colt.
Your pocket. I said your pocket.
And always feels good whenever you see your opponent lead out. But unfortunately for him, GLR was just getting out of line a little bit here and not going to be able to give him any further action. Sometimes it feels so enticing to raise with a hand like that when you have top pair, top kicker, and the nut flush draw to go with it. And there's definitely times to do that, but it can also be the case that sometimes it's better to slow play those hands a little bit, because if you fast play it, you might start value owning yourself just a little, where in a spot like that, you know, even though you got the nut flush draw, which helps your equity a lot, at the end of the day, you still just have a pair of 5s. And you don't want to get so aggressive that you end up kind of slicing your opponent's range down to where they're mostly just going to call you with hands that actually beat you. Now in this case, there's still quite a bit of value to get from other flush draws and straight draws potentially, so don't blame him at all for going for it there. But yeah, in a lot of situations, it's just good to keep in mind that it can be better to just slow play those super strong hands where you actually have the draw that's out there and you've got something to go with it on the board. Get to stay in a nice comfy place where your opponent continues to bet with hands that are worse than your hand, and you can also play a little bit sneaky whenever that flush does come in, and your opponent might have thought that you would play it more aggressively on earlier streets. So get to kind of under-rep or disguise your hand a little bit.
I like to be back there with the girls, be the house mom. Oh, baby, let me help you with that.
Straddle's on here. $20 from Jack. We're playing 5-5, 10-20 on this one.
There has to be like guardrails in place.
No surprise, Dallas coming with a 3-bet over Avery's open. Two very competitive hands here.
Oh, here we go.
Avery looking at his stack, wondering does he want to just rip this one.
I think it's fine. It might be. I think it is. I think I did it for a reason. So that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I feel like 13, I think. I think it would be all in both each other. No!
And Dallas talks his way into another one with the speech play. I'm pretty sure Avery was about to 4-bet rip that thing.
King.
Last line.
That's what I'm saying. No, I can't here.
I'm pretty sure.
You would have.
I am pretty sure that Avery was about to rip that, and then Dallas hit him with the speech play, making it seem like he was ready to play for it all. And Avery thought, well, if I have no fold equity, then the spot's not good enough. And I'm not sure if he had fold equity or not. I kind of have a feeling Dallas was just going to play for it all with the king-jack. But I think he would have preferred to just see a call or a fold. So he kind of put in the stopper to the action with the speech play there, and worked out perfect for him.
Or else
It changes
Like 90 plus 90 is like 180?
It changes a lot, actually. Yeah.
if everyone just wins.
Yeah.
What happens if everyone wins? You have 2 buttons.
Yeah, you see, yeah, them,
No
yeah.
reward. Like if fish finds this one.
Everyone's got to give you 9 bucks.
Fish. Avery folds, fish calls. How did it go? A cool 75. Dallas raises 75.
And here comes Dallas. He's got the king-jack again. This time it's suited.
I remember.
A cool 75 is my lingo. Makes it more. City folds, jack folds. Yeah, you go. I come from you, but Mac calls. I'll come. I've never been scared. What was that movie?
A lot of Bud Lights in the mix. Looks like Avery cracked one open too. He's got the bottle.
You don't play that shit. You don't play that shit. That shit cracking.
Graphics a little behind here, but I'm pretty sure Dallas said he was raising to 75. Oh, no.
Who's in the hand?
Maybe not. Something sneaky here. It looks like it's just a 4-way, 5-way limped. 4 ways limped for $10 straddle.
The sexiest girl.
Leave them in there.
Yeah, sexiest girl.
And now Dallas is going to come with a 75. He's got that front door flush draw here.
No, she doesn't, you know.
What do I need here? I'll check it.
On the flop.
And graphics are off somewhere here.
Because the flush just came out. But yeah, the 9 is fine. I'm a loser regardless. Alright, bluff you away too? Alright, good.
Looks like it's fold.
Alright, that's it.
Match is not gonna work out.
I don't know who invited him to the game, but don't put him on the list next week.
Do I get 3 cards?
No, you tipped one of them if you don't remember.
No, you have one.
Why tip?
He's the
I'm a
only
big
one
tip.
that
Now you tipped on one of your cards.
Okay,
You
so
got
then
the
you
next
still
set.
10. Okay.
Say that
Yeah,
again?
it looks like Dallas collected 3 out of the 10 cards. And that's where being a very active, aggressive player comes into play. You introduce the Squid game, all of a sudden starts making up for a lot of those losses that you take from betting on mediocre cards.
Oh my
I
god.
forgot about that one.
Yeah. Are you? You know it. Get over Come on, man. What'd you find us do? Oh my god, that's a good laugh.
He was panhandling on the street.
Definitely.
Wait, what happened on my
Not
thing?
interstate.
I took them, and there's your
Paid
$30.
for 'em. You got paid for them. Now we start all over again. But hey,
He
we're,
wanted to buy
this
one,
round
maybe
was
he
go
traded
out
the
one
10
round.
bucks
Round
for
one,
it.
one
Yeah.
stupid thing.
He'd rather have that
He just
than the
wanted to
money.
keep one.
Yeah.
So how much do I get one to buy one? I want to buy one.
I'll sell you one for 100.
Of course.
They cost $250.
The last.
Oh, hi. What's a new movie I just seen after that? He just got me. He just gave the perfect.
Now that you got $6,000 of my money.
Where's that?
You know what? In the dark. 100 bucks. I'm just having the time of my life.
Look, I'll get it back and then
Can I put it here on the thing or no?
Here comes Dallas, $100 in the dark. It's about to get fun right here.
That movie so much. When The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson jump off the roof and they just fucking go kaboom.
5 to come in, yo.
You know what I'm talking about? They just died. I don't care.
I want to go and watch that now. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Oh, what was another one? Oh man. The guy who did Batman back in the day, Michael, what's his last name?
Always
Yeah.
nice to see the $100 blind going behind you, and then you pick up the queens.
You know, waterfall, you know what?
Mac wisely limping. If he had a raise, he would have given Dallas the option to take that 100
Oh,
back.
that's when Mark shot Derek Jeter, right? And, I didn't know who he was. I said, told him to stop. But he was just like, boom, boom. So many great one-liners.
And Matt gonna get a little tricky here. Just gonna limp and flat call for the 100.
Good luck, everybody. Give me a 5.
And he does fade disaster on the flop here. Jack 9-9.
Check. Oh, sorry. I didn't hear it. Matt check. GLR check. Dallas check.
Checks around, and it's another jack on the turn. Pretty scary board for pocket queens.
GLR bet 75. Dallas fold.
But GLR gonna bet a nice friendly 75. Looks like he's kind of just betting the value of his ace high, deny some equity. It's 5 on the river, and now GLR wants to come again. I thought he might just check back here, but he's gonna bet 150. And Mac not going anywhere for that after under-repping his hand.
Someone has a jack or 9. Show me a jack or 9. Show me a jack or 9. Oh, even better.
Queen's good. Mac shows him down, and the slow play gonna pay off there. Gets paid, whereas he might not have by raising.
You know what, dealer? Let me get some cards. I'm gonna give you a nice little $5 tip.
Bribery.
Thank you. Bribery works. I just want to take a little of this, a little of that, a little of this, a little of that, a little of this, a little of this, a little of that, and make it my own. Like I just want, I want this perfect triangle to have these and these kind of just go a little higher.
Yeah, right.
Dallas is such a character. I absolutely love it.
You don't want to break anybody. You just want a little bit.
A little bit from everybody.
That's not a bad deal.
No, I'm not trying to go after anybody. Just want a little piece of the pie. Everybody else got a piece of the pie. Now, if it's gonna take some betting, I'll do a little betting.
Gator wants a piece of the pie.
Gator will play a little 10. Fish cold. Play a cool 10. I like a little $10 on this one.
Oh, 75.
Oh, cool.
And back-to-back hands. Matt going from the queens to the jacks here.
That was bad. Now you're like, you look at me and you just went like this. You want me to say it. A cool 75.
It was actually JD raising it up with the king-queen offsuit, though.
Cool 75.
GLR going to get out with the ace-9.
Dallas fold. 3-way.
Little surprising there after some of the hands we've seen him
Give me the cards, dealer.
play here in the last few orbits.
Matt checks.
Who's it on first?
Bricky board. Mac with the best of it.
He already checked. Oh, Dallas check.
Dallas with the 4 clubs out there.
You got mega.
125.
JD with a couple of overs. Backdoor straight draw. And more importantly, the aggression.
Fucking lucky he called.
C-bets for 125. And of course, Mac not going anywhere yet.
At least I'm gonna talk some shit. I gotta get inside everybody's brains. I need everybody.
Good card for the king-queen here. And actually chooses to check it back there. A little surprising. Thought that would be one he'd go for it. But probably saving himself some money here.
I'm not gambling until I get another Bud Light.
I'm telling
And now JD could have bet when he had the equity there on the turn, but plays a little tricky. And now going to end up betting 175, drawing dead.
The muck? Is it double muck?
Queen high.
And pocket jacks, back-to-back hands, queens and then jacks.
You know what? I was gonna smoke. I'm gonna do this card before I walk out. Thank you. Nice hand, nice hand, nice hand, gentlemen. I'm never paying you $5 pre-flop cards ever again. Hey, can we get two for that? I take Lucas. I don't know if you use it.
Bears in the woods?
Sir?
There's a hobby horse that have a wooden dick?
But sir, would you even know if they did or not? I always take Lucas, so I don't want to influence my household.
No shit. I don't know anybody.
You know? Favorite folds. Dead mug, I'm going to it. Let me know if the beer's coming.
Dallas just stopping by in the booth here to say what's up. Me and him got a nice history of playing cards here together. And he is genuinely just as nice as he seems on the stream. And it's pretty rare that you find someone who's like very, very talkative and energetic in the game and also gives a ton of action but is simultaneously super nice and friendly and knows how to keep everybody in a good mood and never take it too far. And I've seen him get like pretty rowdy, but it's always like in the most jovial, genuine, what is the word? I'm trying to think of the perfect word here. You guys know what I mean though. Benevolent way. Maybe that's it.
Every time I straddle, I lose. Straddle and you re-straddle. I know it. See, I knew it. Good luck, my friend.
We got fish straddling for 10 and GLR double straddling for 20.
I probably got like, yeah.
How's your game going, Christy?
That was full.
We don't want to talk.
It was such an intense, like $200
We don't want to.
Yeah.
and then just now I got stacked, and then I bought it for 100, and then I went all in on a PL and draw, and then I got the draw, and then I made it back to 100 under. So now I'm stuck with 100.
Roller coaster of a day.
You didn't need to hear that.
I did not need to hear that story.
It's because you're stuck 6,000.
Christy, aka Poison,
6,000.
Yeah, I am. My last spot in was 4,000 and 2,000.
giving the update on her session. That's my sweetheart.
I had one of these full. I went nowhere.
And then giving Fish a little bit of a needle there on being in for 6,000.
It was a crazy hand. I raised like, what, 60? He made it 200 blind. Yeah. And then I made it 500. And then he went all in. And I called.
Because you didn't think you had me.
Because I'm a station.
Obviously. Clearly.
I wasn't scared that much in the moment, but when I saw his hand, I was scared.
It's the perfect time to get it. I'm a little scared of that one. Once he went all in, I mean, I would have done the same thing. If I'd have played the hand the way he played the hand, I would have done the same thing.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So
it was a great play.
I expected it.
The play from him was great.
But then when he turned him over, I'm like, what the fuck?
There, Jack recounting the biggest pot of the night, $7,000 in the middle pre-flop. Pocket jacks against pocket aces. Jack needed a jack, and it came on the flop.
I didn't want to tell you that out loud.
And there was the clarification on the action too. Pretty wild. Jack opening the jacks to 60 over the $20 straddle. And then Avery 3-betting to 200 blind off of about a 4K stack. And Jack was pretty close to that, about 3.8. And then he comes back over the top for 500 versus the blind raise. And then Avery rips it for 3.5, 3.8. Absolute sicko status, and Jack decides to call off versus that crazy sequence of events. That's the word. And ends up seeing a jack on the flop. JD betting out 100 here on a king high flop, and the queens wisely get out of the way. 6-5 gonna continue with an open ender and a backdoor flush draw.
Yeah, bring a midget over. I'll tell him.
Brick on the river as well.
No expense spared here.
Goes check, and JD gonna win another one here. It's been on a nice little spin up. Was sitting on a short stack for a little while, and then now looks like up over $2,000.
12. We only got. I don't like being on.
You like being off?
Yeah, I do. You?
I like how they do it for a little and then we keep playing.
I like being off the grid.
Check out the V-pips there. Ranging from about 30 to 60.
Definitely doesn't need a spot.
Squid's on? Yeah. Squid's on. I live. Dallas, that same game's on. Squid game. 1 quarter mile at a time.
Good games on. Cool.
Alright, so Dallas, you want to straddle?
Are we moving? How many blacks do we have total?
We have 10 total, so should we have 9?
Yeah, I think so, right?
All right, so what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, let's do that.
Act.
I'll try it out.
He's doing a good job of acting right now.
I guess everyone could still win, right? It's fine.
What's with the flies, man? The flies are bothering.
We didn't have him till he came in here with that horse shit he's been playing.
Before I showed up here. The flies are just flying.
Yeah. We didn't have him, man.
You've not seen a fly go like. Has anybody seen one?
I just
Thank
saw
you,
it.
being have you seen one?
Hashtag Flygate out there.
I can hear you. Oh, you're not talking about me?
Re-raised $1.25.
Let me know in the chat, is the fly real? Or is it a figment of Dallas's imagination?
Me? I'll take coloring book. Or you just give me one of those.
A couple of calls for 20 here. The straddle on. Dallas gonna bump it to 125 with the 8-7 suited.
Lock it in, boy.
I'm so far stuck, I want to suck out on you guys.
Good luck, everybody.
Big fish. Essentially announcing tilt right there. We're going 4 ways to the flop here. $500 in the middle. Ace, ace, 8. There's no aces
I'm still stuck.
for any of our players, but Dallas does make a pair of 8s. He is the pre-flop raiser. Let's see if he can hang in there till showdown.
That game really could be a reality show. We could all make some money.
I told you, there's a bigger...
Guys, there is life now. And I'm going to check.
I'm gonna go
Big fish announcing his hand that he does have a little life.
Someone's gonna do something stupid.
It's in the form of a gut shot, and Dallas gonna come with 125 again
One goes, Avery.
into 500. Nobody else with much of anything. Does anyone want to fight with Dallas here? Avery very frustrated. Fond memories of his $4,000 stack dancing through his head. Let's it go.
Is it good? We'll see if it's good.
I'm living on America.
I think it's good.
And Fish announcing that he's living on a miracle. He's gonna let that one go too.
Can we see the last card? Everybody cool to see the last card?
I want to see the burn card.
Alright, I'll take it.
You don't get the squid, though.
$5.
You should have. You didn't show your hand. You know you have to show your first hand.
To get the plaque.
Okay, show my card. Is this the flag?
Yeah. Just your first hand.
Yes. Leave a 5 out there.
So it sounds like you only have to show for the first one that you win a plaque for.
Who ate outside on the tacos?
Interesting rule there. I was wondering because it looked like Dallas did not show on the last placard he won from the last time we were playing Squid.
Delicious.
You had some. Alex had some. Did you have the tacos?
Alex, how's the food outside? I came at the wrong time. He was closed up. He said,
It's
"Make
good.
good money." Is it good?
It's good.
It looks kind of close.
It's good.
Chicken.
You got the straddle double straddle?
No, I got the torta.
Oh, I'm just gonna let her play for me.
Really?
Yeah, maybe you'll get
A cool side five.
It's 100.
No, you're not playing for me.
They're not player. Interview ended.
I was there for a second and I was gone.
And I didn't say hi.
Hey, don't knock on it. Just open it. Don't be loud.
$20 straddle is on here. Avery raises the cutoff with the queen jack off, and JD picking up the bullets in the straddle. 3 bets to 335.
Is it only Nick in there, Christy?
In his,
Solo?
in his doll.
Oh.
That's why the door's shut.
That's why the door's shut.
Well, we should not.
Yeah.
Christy was like, "Can I come in?" He was like, "Not yet."
35.
GLR gonna give him some action while they give me a hard time on the table here. Nothing weird going on in the booth here, boys. Nothing to worry about. Oh, goodness. JD flopping top set and GLR. Second pair. Wow. Check, check on the flop. JD just plays it like a vet. Checks it back, and then GLR rips it into him on the turn, drawing dead. And poor GLR had that stack up to about $2,000, guys, and Now it's all bye-bye.
So he might not know he has
He
a
might
bluff.
not have seen it. They have to play their own hand.
But as for JD, he is going the right direction.
Only the dealer.
Only if he flips it over.
Only if he turned over his hand.
But you can't give us a hold
And that stat continues to grow, up over $3,000 now.
One player per hand.
Well, then I apologize to you.
The rule
first.
that's been around since Billy the Kid got shot.
Because he might overlook his hand and not know he has the bluff.
Whoa. So he has to show it first, and then we can. Come on.
You come to him and say,
You know me for what? I don't do bad things.
I know you don't.
I didn't know that though.
You definitely knew that. 1,500.
yeah, you can't. The dealer's the only one that can announce the hand. And
Well, I'm not trying to lure his mojo. I did not know that.
Just crossed over the 3-hour streaming mark, guys. Appreciate y'all all being here with us tonight. We've had a pretty steady flow of viewers, but for some reason, slow chat tonight.
I apologize. I'm just gonna shut up. I'm just gonna drink my beer. I don't think that's.
Would love to see y'all light it up for me here before we get done. We're up to hand number 69. 69's in the chat, boys. Come on. Fire emojis for 69. Hand 69, that is.
Ethan tips.
Makes it 25, sorry.
I'm nearly 6 fish holes.
That's Christy, aka Poison, plays on all of our ladies' night streams.
Dallas call.
That's how you stay.
Sitting there behind Big Fish.
It's not a money game.
JD Hope? Yes, it is. And Cole. I'm sorry, Jack. Oh, I gotta put one of these guys up there.
Avery staying active. Chasing placards and maybe chasing getting unstuck.
Go ahead, Dallas.
We get the super speed there. And that's the... I didn't even realize Dallas could speak any
My
faster.
name is Dallas. I'm not from Dallas. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I am Atlanta Falcons fan, converted to a Cowboy fan. Oh my God, I had to breathe and let that one out. Take it 25. I didn't even want that.
That was so funny right there. I'll have to clip that actually and use it for something. Dallas talking faster than he's ever talked before. That's impressive. And it's also impressive whenever he wakes up with pocket nines. But poor Avery, after losing that huge pot to Jack, still trying to get it back. Does flop top pair here. And there's $300 in the middle. Jack's got a gut shot, and GLR, after rebuying, flopping an open ender immediately. And Shannon dropping the fire emoji in the chat for hand 69. I was wondering if anyone was going to bite on that.
Call 75.
It took a lot.
4-way.
You're right. I do like to talk.
Dallas check.
I don't like quiet.
8 on the turn, going to give Avery top 2 pair. What a sweet, inconspicuous card to improve his hand. 9s might still be feeling pretty good here. And there's 425 in the middle. How much can he come with?
I'm sorry that I did the thing that I
And
did.
GLR with the open ender after just getting stacked. And Avery just going to rip it. Big bet, 800 into 500.
965, or sorry, 865.
Say no.
1 million.
Round up.
65.
That was just.
GLR hating it. Hanging his head, aggravated. Definitely wanted to see a better price here. I'm sure he was envisioning Avery coming with about $200 or $300. He was going to call, hit his 6, and scoop a huge one. But instead, he's not even going to get to see that river card. Dallas looked like he was wisely throwing that in the muck. And Jack gonna have to let it go as well. Avery, second like enormous overbet that we've seen here. Was it a 9?
What did he just pull?
Pocket nines.
Guys, is that happening? 4%.
Good photo.
Wow, sounds like they ran a rabbit card there, and it was a 9 to give Dallas trips on the end. Wow, that would have been sick.
You want to He's like, I need it. What was the odds? Oh my God.
JD loves seeing the racks come his way for the color up.
I folded for a
Means
reason,
it's going
gentlemen.
good.
I want to hang out for a little while. I would have lost it all. Look, that could have went any. Sure, I never did that. Whatever. Cool 75 with a black chip. I just want to flip the eyes of it. What is this? 75. Cool 75. Cold strap. Who would have known that 9 would have every folded?
Looks like Dallas coming with a 75.
I think that
Blind raise here.
Would have done that. I would have done that. If I was on tilt. Yeah. I'm not on tilt. I want to hang out with everybody. It's a new group, hanging out with everybody. You know.
Oh, not blind raise, excuse me. We were just a little behind on the action here. It was Big Fish opening to 30, and then Dallas 3-betting. Wow, and Big Fish flopping the goods here. Chance to get some back. Dallas going to continue for 75, and Fish going to raise to 150, it looks like. 175, excuse me. And Dallas snap calling with an 8. Kind of an ugly card for Fish here. He no longer has the nut straight, and there's a flush draw out there as well. And now it's 150. Dallas does pick up a gut shot to go with his, but he's going to wisely just decide to get away from it here.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
And Big Fish actually winning one.
Thank you for your support, not giving up.
I'm more mad about the 9 on the river right now.
Alrighty, guys. Bomb pot, bomb pot, bomb pot.
Let's make it a quarter bomb pot, everybody.
Yeah, or
Make it a quarter.
Applause for Big Fish. It's been a while since he won a pot there.
No, we got 1, we got 2, we got 3.
no 5.
What about 10?
15. Meet in the middle. 15.
It's uncapped. It's gonna get big anyway.
No, we'll make it 5 then. Sorry. I'm just being approved. I'm being approved. I'm being approved.
I don't want
It's on me. I'm just trying to.
Pretty small compared to the We're making like $100 refund. Like,
Is it time for another beer? Is that what you're saying?
No, I got a fresh. You know, I can get a new one, please. Please, new beer. Hey, it's Friday. I ain't going to work. Sorry being the guy. I like to spice some
I'm just
things
happy I won a pot, guys.
All right.
It cost me $6,000.
I was gonna say it didn't cost you that much.
You know, I'm ready for a flip for $500. Would you flip it for 5? You got all the fucking money. You don't give a fuck.
I'm usually betting for flips.
I mean, now.
We'll see as a maybe not on stream.
That's fine. Just let me know. What can I?
Dallas begging for coin flips. I actually love how he puts some of our more experienced professional style players on their heels with the coin flip options.
After 12, we can do all the flipping you want.
Yeah, but live stream we probably should.
Nah, we'll be cool. No, we're playing. All right, so I owe you a $5. Alex, give me the cards.
You need another beer too?
I don't know if it ever works. I think I just give people money. I think that's over nice though. But then I lost it over there. I lost it all. Him and the cow. He took me before and counted me. All of it went to me. All of it went to me. All of it went to me. I was so sad. I was so sad. But when we played it, right back at you.
Are we doing one for each board?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that last time, one for each board.
Call me.
Huh? I bet.
Can't answer right now. Can't answer.
Bet 10.
A wise guy, huh?
A wise guy. A little wise guy.
Wise guy, huh?
Y'all build it up a little bit so I can win.
Three and a quarter.
It's on me and the great one.
Is it just you and me?
You better be careful.
You're my on.
How'd you know?
Because you know where we're about to go.
Oh, that's where we're about to go?
I think so.
Is that what you want to do?
I don't know if I want to do anything. I'll be kind if you want to check it all right now if it's just you and me. I'll check it down if you want to check it down. It's just you and me.
Hold on, I'm stuck.
I'm just talking shit, you know me. It's just you and me, so I don't feel bad. I can say whatever I want, correct, Felix? Right? Because I'm in the hand, I can talk whatever I want to say right now.
You can't tell him to fuck off.
I didn't say that.
That's the last time I'm on the bed, I promise you.
Then I'm all in. I'm all in.
I don't think I can fold.
I hope you do.
Man, I don't think I can fold this fucking hand. I call.
You call?
Yeah. I don't think I can fold. It's probably good.
Alright, we're gonna be tough.
We both get a placard, please.
You gonna give a $5 tip? I hope you do.
I already tipped him. I tipped him before you tipped him.
That was a big, hey, that was a big hand. That was a big hand. We're back, baby! Where do I want to put it? Just like you. Instead of that, I'll do it like this.
There's your beer, man. Get you another swig.
Yeah, I don't like it like that. I'm going to do it like this.
Dallas, there's your beer.
Hey, I had it empty, so is it freshy?
Oh, you're slacking?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Everybody ready for freshies?
Do it together. Come on. You can feel mine?
A lot of Bud Lights going around the table here.
Ready?
I think that means the game's just getting juiced up. And guys, this is going to be on the floor, so if anybody wants to play,
I got 5.
make your way on over to PH, get on the list here.
Did he
Check
breathe?
mine. Check mine. Check mine. Well, you gotta check it to make sure, because I checked yours. So you
I'm
gotta
going home with one of y'all. I know that. Whoever has the most money, I'm going home with one of y'all.
We gotta get dinner.
75.
Oh, God.
Cool, 75.
Oh, shit, and bricks. Give me pocket rock. 300? 300? Oh, that's hot odds.
Got a raise and a call, and then Jack coming in with the cold 4-bet here with King Jack offsuit. Or excuse me, the King Queen offsuit.
Oh, baby!
Picks up 3 callers. We got 1.2K in the pot here, guys. We're going 4 ways to a flop. And it's a good one for Jack. It's a good one for JD. And it's a good one for Dallas, guys. And this pot's huge. We might see it all going in here.
I'm all in.
And Dallas is all in. JD's all in. And now Jack has the best hand, but can he decipher that? And he does just let it go.
Right? I'm gonna show my cards. Are we cool? Is everything done? Woo.
Oh, and there's a heart on the turn, and that's gonna do it.
Oh, you smoked me. Ship it. You smoked me.
And JD.
You smoked me. And you gave me the wink.
You should have downed the beer with him. He wouldn't have made that call if he wasn't drunk.
Hold on, no, hold on. So we had that and that, and I had that.
And guys, look at JD. My goodness. I don't think these stats are exactly accurate, but JD's stat might be accurate, and I'm pretty sure he was down to fumes at one point. Now up $5,000 of profit, winning another huge one, and that stack has just grown the last couple of hours.
We can sell sell it to her?
My goodness, he's gonna need another color up here in a second. He's gonna need to color up his greens. What a spot. And Jack managing to save a lot of money by folding the king-queen there. That heart would have been devastating.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. I don't want to go there.
And Shannon asking to light the chat up. I love it. Let's hear it. All right, come on, guys. All I hear is...
How many? Is there only one of those left?
I knew that was a booty. I was so ready.
So I couldn't see how many there were. I wasn't counting. Didn't see.
Might be able to eat this week.
Me too. If you can't tell, I'm a little panicked.
Yeah. You went from hating me to liking it?
No.
Hey, that's still a long ways to go.
If I double this, then it's a maybe.
Well, Misty Lou coming in saying Mac's #1 fan. Came in at a good time here. Mac flopping trips. Ace kicker and getting bet into. Looks like he decided just to raise right off the rip here. Might scare away his action a little bit, but Mac's been on a tear. And Shannon making the final table. Let's go. Let me check that thing out. $700 up top. Let's go, Shannon. Pulling for you. I'm not sure where Anson is, Misty. Can you let us know? Is that a city in Texas? JLR not wanting to let go of these deuces here. Finally does. It's been a little bit of a tough night for him. He had like a nice stretch in the middle where he ran up a stack, but slowly whittled it away again.
I get what you mean. Thank you, brother.
Great hand. Great. I can't. All right, so do I give that to you or do I owe that to this?
Show that to me.
Because I'm going to do this. Because I'm going to make my own match. Okay.
No.
Try it.
Triple straddle down. Triple straddle.
All right, let's go.
There it is.
And here
Let's
comes
go
Dallas.
Right there, right up the rip.
Comes to be 50.
Yeah. No, I already made the bet. No, that's fine. No.
He says no straddle. He just wants to blind raise. Had the option for the 50 straddle. Instead comes with the 150. And we're keeping the action going here.
Make your own luck, John. So many chips are out there. How many do I want? What do I want?
And GLR gonna rip it. He's got 1,000. I don't know if that's right.
You know what?
Looks like he's got about 300.
I have absolutely nothing, but I'm gonna call you.
Dallas gonna call.
I literally have nothing. But I think I'll beat you. I hope you have 2 8s. Give me a queen.
Oh, and a
How many
queen.
queens? Good. Tell me the queen's good on two pair on the
Two
river.
pair.
Tell me it's good. Tell me it's good.
It has to be.
It has to be.
Well, you can have king 8.
Hey, you still lose.
What will king 8 get it?
First flip right
Second
here.
place.
Well, king.
What will king 8 get it?
Oh, excuse me. I
You got 2 pair, yeah. You're golden.
And it looks like he did have about 500 or 600 there.
Yeah, you knew it was coming.
And Dallas scoops one. That's always painful. You finally get your spot. And it's not a deadlock, you know. You got ace 8 against queen 4, which you got about 65% or something, but you know it's a good spot. You got the player who's blind raising to 150 to call you off for your stack. $600. See ya.
To leave the game. Yeah. Like, he's not encouraged to buy back in because he owes $100 to the game.
Oh yeah, that's the smart thing is leave. Yeah.
Like, definitely right now if he gets stacked.
Yep.
When you're forced
I think we're playing this too much.
And Dallas playing with a dirty stack there. I can see that from the top.
You know, like that.
Jack commenting that if you bust out in the middle of the Squid game, you're kind of de-incentivized from rebuying.
He's trying to get more room.
I'm sure that's a rule adjustment they might look at for next time. And Dallas coming back out firing immediately. Queen Jack offsuit from under the gun, raised to 75. And Avery, here we go. He started the night hot, lost that huge confrontation with Jack, and has been kind of spinning his wheels trying to get some traction again. Got a big pot brewing here with Dallas, 260 in the middle. Well, it's going to be more than that, I guess, if I'm assuming Dallas is going to call here. It's going to be more like 360 in the middle. 365 days in a year.
I think it's just 90 this time.
And poor Avery just whiffs. Checks again. And Dallas makes an open-ender. Avery is going to hang around for one more, and Dallas now making top pair. Check, bet 325. And these are just such sick spots where you're like, man, this guy's capable of having anything. And he bets 325. I mean, I can piece together the story seeing his cards. He turns an open-ender and makes a pair on the river. But you're thinking, man, what the heck? Is this guy just like trying to scare me because 2 overcards came? Is ace high actually good right here? This guy could have anything. You feel like you're going to throw your ace king in the muck and he's going to flip over queen deuce offsuit.
I don't know why I feel like my hand is good,
But he is wisely going to lay this one down. Could have convinced himself to make a light call there.
So it's 90, right? Because we took one out. It's I owe 90, and he owes 90.
Do you not see that little bug? Do you not see it on my finger? Look. You're right. It's a gnat. It's not a bug. It's not a bug. It's a gnat.
Yeah, it's not a fly. It's a gnat.
So you got, so these are 20 each?
Big fish, you missed
2
a
people in
lot.
that one, right?
Yeah.
Looks like that's the end of the Squid game here. Time to pay up. And it sounds like they might have removed one of the placards after one of the players left.
Two of these are his. And then these
If
are
they
yours.
were going that way, then yes. If they were going my way, then yes. No, I don't want to keep anybody. So, like, dude, we literally, it was like a flip without a flip. How did I beat him to the right? Anybody remember?
What's the queen 4?
Queen 4. Hey.
And there's Colton. I was wondering if we'd get these seats filled back up. I was contemplating trying to go fill one of them myself, actually.
Are we going back, right back in it with the Squid game or no?
I think we can go out one round out so everybody can smoke and go to the bathroom.
Taking a breather on the Squid game. They've been doing 30-minute intervals. And we're up to 3.5 hours streaming here, guys. Probably just going to take it out for another 15, 20 minutes. And then we're going to wrap this thing up for the night. And I might go out there and get in the game. Let's see what the seating situation looks like when we're done. Hard to pass up on a game where you're seeing a bunch of $100 and $150 blind raises go in. Jack gonna raise this one up.
You can have all that area.
Ace 4 suited and picks up 3 callers. Flops the nut flush draw.
You gotta scoot it in there. So the 4's gonna go 4, 4, 4. Right? I know it feels good. Oh man, you earned it. Hey, you earned it. Yeah.
Gonna bet 40 into 120.
No, we love it, right?
I like that.
We're all fucking nuts for playing.
Clear out some equity, and looks like
I don't
he's
even
just
wanna
gonna
try to
clear
get
all
my
of it
draw.
out.
Like fucking watch me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know if I'd be good if I hit it.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good. I don't think I
I've been punished so much tonight.
Yeah, you're like, nah, I'm about out of this one.
let it go. You know? That was, I did not put you on that. Kind of did, but I didn't think the last time. Because I had done that.
Yeah, on both sides.
I really did. I remember we played last time. You saw everything when I did. Fucking crazy. How much unit for it? You know what? Truthfully? Great.
What were we playing?
Thank you for being honest. And remember, if you can see my cards, let me know. I was telling him, when I'm in the middle position, my cards could move around. Let me know if you can see it. I can just hold it.
We'll let you know after
When
the
I'm in
hand.
the corners, no, it's easier to. Hey, we play this. I'm gonna dead fold it and have a smoking basket right.
JD staying hot here. Top pair.
I got a spoon flop at eight. And with the Broadway draw, and he calls the pocket 10, hits a 9 on the river for all my stacks. And he calls a big pot with 6 deuce of hearts and gets a. And then he's running so good, he came back from the smoke break. He bet, and then he goes 200 in the blind without setting him down at his cards. And so he re-raised, and they both got it all in. He had aces in the blind without even looking.
But
He
he's
had
not
jack.
so lucky because
And then he flopped his jack. And he flopped his jack.
That was amazing. One time?
Yeah.
They're still talking about jacks. Pocket jacks versus pocket aces hand from earlier. And I'm absolutely heartbroken that I wasn't tuned in for the first few seconds of that hand when the blind raise was going down. I was actually checking the chat and kind of just running my mouth about the tournament or something. And then I look over and they're all in. And turns out it was a $60 raise from the jacks, and then the pocket aces blind raising to 200 while returning to the table. Jack 4-betting to 500, and then Avery ripping it 5-bet with the aces for $3,800. Jack wins an enormous pie after flopping a jack. And it's been the talk of the town the entire night here.
Cool 75 in the dark because I'm a G.
And Dallas coming back with the cool 75 in the dark because he's a G.
We got a shit ton of money on the table.
Cool 75 in the dark because I'm a G announced. I guess that's probably what I should say.
I'm doing a good job.
You've done a pretty good job.
I've done a pretty good job.
Pocket rackets coming right now.
Right.
Ain't fucking around no more. That's what I'm talking about. Big fish, you and me?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it, let's go.
If I flop a set, I'm going to lead out and bet.
Alright, no problem.
75? There is 75 out there, right? Yeah.
No problem, no problem. I'm coming, I'm coming. I'm sorry for you, but I'm coming.
Fish and Dallas playing heads up here.
Yeah. You're partying. I don't
Bricky
know.
board. Let's see who wants it.
I can potty back right here with you, too. I liked it this party. I would never leave it.
Let's go $35.
I don't even think I can call for $35.
Ace high good, but aggression wins. Dallas gonna take down another one here.
Friends list.
And we're gonna be working our way towards the end of the night here, guys. I think we're gonna have about 5 hands left.
Two, and I'm gonna narrow them down.
Let me look and see what hand number we're on. We're going through 81 hands.
Yeah.
Nice number. I'm a big fan of the multiples of 3.
I'm coming. I'm just letting know the table. I'm coming. I'm gonna make it own right now. I'm fired up. There's so much money on the table. Look, we only have 35 minutes and this is gone. I'm fired up.
Poor Dallas is gonna be disappointed when he hears that we're calling it a little bit early tonight.
After that, he wants to start doing flips and stuff. He wants to do streams.
I don't want to flip. I want to do it all.
Oh, actually, I think maybe he is excited for the end of the stream because right now they've told him to wait to do coin flips because it's kind of hard for the stream equipment to keep up with the transfer of the chips during the coin flips. And Colt, after being patient for a while here, looks down at pocket tens.
40? Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
You gotta give one to the dealer.
you sure?
You gotta give one to the dealer. That's the deal.
And looks like he's gonna flat here. Pretty good looking flop for tens.
At the end of the day, if I need a ball $10 from you, I might.
Avery gonna c-bet.
Hey, you saw my hand. I'm so sorry.
I'm sure Colt gonna call here.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
want
see
to.
a
Oh yeah,
turn.
you owe me $20 for gas. You owe me $20 for gas. I drove out of my way to come and get you.
Ugly turn card for the tens, and Avery, an aggressive player. Wouldn't be surprised to see him come again here.
Yeah.
He does have a 5. The ace favors him. 5 of diamonds, excuse me. The ace favors his range.
I'm not fishing.
And he's got the lead, so he's going to come again. 75, nice small bet. I actually like that. Looks very value heavy. I'm very curious to see if the tens can hold on here.
Hey, you have a good day, Joe. Yeah, I'm a good day.
And tens go into the muck, fast forward style.
Alright, so look. We're buying like a new property for home building. You know what you cannot do now? I read in their like HOA clauses, no fireworks. Okay, number 1, if you get fireworks and you get caught, $1,000 fine. I was like, that's pretty interesting. But number 2 is this. This one really bothers me. You cannot do any wind chimes, any bird feeders, anything in the front, because you might disturb your neighbor who doesn't believe what you believe. I was like, that's pretty jacked
Do you even
up.
own your shit anymore?
I don't think you do. But you're still paying $500,000 or $400,000. You can't do any of that. Wind chimes, bird feeders. They there's some other things like flags, but it didn't say a certain flag.
Anything that can be a nuisance to your neighbor.
Correct, to your neighbor. To your neighbor. And then like a woman would like to put a pot of flowers in the front yard, right? And they're little, you have to get it approved by the HOA. And I was like, that is fucking wow. It's $75.
It's been like that for so long and so stupid. Like,
but to be that severe,
I would never do that. I would never.
And what county was this in? This is some just stupid county. I ain't too far away.
Yeah.
Moving into Nazi Germany. No, like, and you're in Oregon. I'm not.
The one I was shocked about is you can't collect rainwater.
Like,
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
Like,
You can't, literally, you can't even collect water that
mosquitoes.
from the sky on your own piece of land.
It kind of just breaks.
If I paid this
Like,
much
that's
for
where
my house, I'm
we're
gonna
at.
be able to do what I want to do.
$500,000 a home, free HOA fees or HOA fees. I don't know about all that.
All right, time to grab the pitchforks, guys.
You can't paint your house a certain color. Your mailbox has to be a
All
certain height.
that. Now that I can understand. because-
These guys are ready for revolution.
Now that's fine, but to talk about the other things like this, they say you only can
No taxation without being able to put our flower beds wherever we want.
I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want to. I'm not.
I just thought the one time.
Not where I live.
Yeah,
That means you can't have a hummingbird feeder in the
Where I
front.
live, they
yeah,
ain't gonna tell
the
me
bird
that.
feeder.
You can't do any of that.
Crazy.
Right. You know how you avoid the situation? You don't live in an HOA.
You don't live. See, that's where I want to live, and not in those closets.
JD flopping the 3 high diamond draw here.
It's so petty.
Colt turning a straight, hanging on the flop.
It gets so petty.
Check. Would have been fireworks to see the diamond potentially, but
Fire, and you're in the city limit.
instead JD's set left looking at 3 high.
Yeah.
Just lets it go.
What old guy?
Birds are against my
Yeah.
But maybe that's the world we live in now.
I say just do it
And then
see
just pay the fines.
Well, surely they're not just gonna walk up with a fine because you have a bird feeder.
Well, there's some.
Just be like, I didn't read it.
But there's some owner who is the HOA president who works.
They patrol every time. That's their job.
That's what their job is.
That's their
And they
job.
Get, like, that's what they want.
And when they find something, they feel like they hit the lottery. Oh, house number 42 got a legal bird feeder.
No. No, they're usually retired. No, they're usually retired. They have nothing
Too far.
else
Too
better
early.
to do.
It's out too early.
And it's like,
It doesn't even have to be the HOA. Mostly, it's the Karens in the neighborhood.
Karen, fucking Karen.
Like,
All right, hashtag no Karens for these guys. And that was hand 81 right there, guys. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be wrapping it here. I do want to take just a second to shout out all of the fun stuff we've got going around the room. This is PH Social. We're here on Regal Row in Dallas, Texas. And we've got fun stuff happening every single day of the week. Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday, every single day, we're running 2 tournaments for you guys at noon, and then the evening tournament is almost always at 7 p.m. Our Thursday rebuy rampage is at 5 p.m. and then actually this Sunday, day after tomorrow, we've got an exciting one-off tournament. It's a PLO $55 buy-in for Scott's birthday. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you can look up all of those details on Poker Atlas or on our Facebook or Instagram, where we regularly update all of the details and schedules for our tournaments. We also have a website, phsocial.com. And you can check out our schedule there as well. So every day at noon, we run a 12 p.m. $1,000 guaranteed free roll.
Yeah, you can bet.
And then in the evening, it's a different tournament every day of the week. And on Saturdays and Sundays, it's typically a 1.2K free roll in the evening. That'll be the same for tomorrow on Saturday, but on Sunday, it's that PLO game.
It literally is just a flip of a coin.
Oh, and here we go, guys. Looks like it's time for a coin flip. We're done with graphics, but I want to see.
Flip like one.
Or you want to do?
Yeah, like one.
Yeah, so we usually do this.
Yeah, do the one.
No, we usually do this. I'll go first.
Yeah.
To beat my hand. All right, here we go. I got a 4 high.
Dallas got a 4.
A jack high. I got ace high.
Pair of.
You got to beat 6s. Okay, keep on. You got it straight. Oh, you're going to
That's
smoke
gonna
me.
be tough.
You already won.
I did.
Yeah, you already won. Good hand.
And just like that, Jack gonna scoop an extra $500 purple chip.
Fuck you, dude. Jake, give me one more just because I'm a loser.
No, other people.
No, one more, then we're done. No, because then I'm a real loser. Because you said that, I'm a real loser.
Jack can't stop himself. Dallas is too persistent.
First card, and then we're done. Because you said I'm a loser first.
Yeah, all right, one more and then we're done.
All right, here we
You
go.
can't be a loser more than one round. I can't be a loser twice. You go first card or I go first
Yeah,
card?
no, I go first.
Okay. I can't lose twice. If I do, no problem. Queen high, here we go.
Oh.
8 high.
It's a good card protector. Jack.
Still have queen high.
You got
God dang it. Yeah.
Got a pair of queens.
God
Ace,
dang it,
so a
Dallas.
10, a
Give me
jack,
queen.
a king, a 7.
You already won.
You're a 2-time loser? What a loser.
And just like that,
Hey, what are the Texas, buddy?
Jack gonna win $1,000 off of Dallas in coin flips.
Hey. Good hand. No, good hand, no. Look, sometimes
That's all it is?
Sometimes you lose the flips. What is
There's
it?
a card inside of it.
Sometimes you lose the flips.
I guess we don't have to put it in front of that.
Hold on.
I haven't flipped in like
Look, we're off one now.
years.
We're off one.
Oh, you're trying to go? Yeah, we are button traveling.
Oh, we can button travel now?
And there we go, guys. That's gonna be it for the graphics. They got the real cards in the mix now instead of the chip reader cards. And we're gonna be wrapping it up. That was fun to get to see those 2 coin flips there at the end. Jack winning back to back to take an extra $1,000 off of Dallas. And I'm sure there's gonna be more fireworks after we shut down the stream here. This game will probably run through the night. Tomorrow on the stream, we're gonna have Kyle's PLO game. I usually get that one started a little bit earlier. I'm expecting around 7 p.m. So tune back in here tomorrow. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook at PH Social Dallas. And Ben says, someone tell Dallas that UConn lost. Is that going to break his heart? I don't know if he's in the mood to have his heart broken right now, but maybe I'll mention it. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate it very much. I've had a great time. I hope we get Dallas back in the mix next week as well. And I hope you guys are back with us too. So we'll see you then, or we'll see you at the room before then. And with that, I'm out of here. My name is Nick, and